Chapter 76. Because the people from the Royal Family Exchange Group this time are either the exchange representatives of the 4th rank, or the accompanying guards of the 6th rank. Since Princess Huyu is a 6th level Sky Knight, the accompanying guards are also 6th level. If it is too low, it will become the escort of Princess Huyu to protect and accompany her. Therefore, the sorcerers selected in Xingyu City are also Tier 4 and Tier 6. Originally, only the 4th order mages were going to be selected, but Zhao Yuanbei casually mentioned to Princess Qiu that Wang Zibin was the queen of the 6th order great mages. Princess Qiu asked for a 6th order archmage, and also joined the order of exchange ministers. After selecting the 4th tier mages, the battle on the first day of the exchange meeting ended with the annihilation of the 4th tier mages. There is no surprise in such a result. Even if the 4th order archmage fights against the 4th order knight, he should have an advantage. But in the restricted environment like the arena, and they met the 4th tier knights who enjoyed the best resources in the imperial capital, it was normal for them all to lose. What is really looking forward to is the battle between Tier 6 and 12. Because on the Royal Exchange team, the 6th level player can't be Princess Huyu, but the 6th level guard knight. They certainly don't have the best resources and guidance, so there won't be that big of a gap. Therefore, in order to say that it is really interesting to watch, it is still the battle of the 6th level. However, there is still a problem, that is, for the battle of Tier 6, the arena is obviously a bit small. But with the presence of a 7th level magister, this small problem can be solved easily. Felton, the president of the Starmoon City Mage Association and a 7th rank magister, expanded the arena with a wave of his hand, making it almost occupy the entire playground of the Starmoon Knight Academy. When the conditions are met, the high-profile 6th order battle kicked off. Among them, the one representing Xingyu City was naturally the 6th order archmage Oswald. On behalf of the Royal Exchange Group, it was a 6th order Sky Knight with scars on his face. On the ring, Oswald looked at the 6th rank knight with a dignified expression. From him, Hans felt an iron-blooded military atmosphere. Oswald read it right, this knight was promoted all the way up in the army, and the broadsword in his hand drank the blood of the enemy. Now, just pulling it out at Oswald made Oswald faintly smell the rust of blood. Under the auspices of Haiguang, the lord of Xingyu City, the battle on the arena began. Facing the cavaliers who came bursting out, Oswald adopted the usual mage style of play, limit the approach of dealing with it, strengthen your own defense, and after ensuring your own safety, release offensive spells. The battle of Tier 6 was really exciting. Oswald did not ask him to cast spells with his bare hands, but cast spells with a magic wand, and various spells appeared on the ring one after another. And this 6th order knight with scars was approaching Oswald while avoiding Oswald's spell. If it is really impossible to avoid Oswald's spell, the knight will arouse his blood and slash Oswald's spell with a big knife in front of him. Under the infusion of blood energy, the broadsword in the knight's hand turned red like blood, so dazzling. As time went by, the thrill of the battle process made all the people watching the battle call it wonderful. Compared with the dignifiedness of the eldest Princess Huyu, Princess Qiu didn't hide her emotions directly, and kept yelling, "Good! Cut him! Be careful, turn around and avoid this spell." After more than half an hour, the battle ended with Oswald's mana bottoming out. Of course, whether Oswald really can't beat this 6th order Sky Knight needs to be questioned. After all, even if Oswald can fight, he must not fight, otherwise it will damage the face of the Royal Exchange team. This is of course well understood by Oswald, who is the vice president of the Mages Association. Therefore, only Oswald knows whether he can really fight or not. After a wonderful battle, Princess Qiu was very happy. If Princess Qiu is happy, then everyone else will be happy too. But Princess Qiu was still dissatisfied and said, "Any left? I still want to watch." As soon as Princess Qiu said this, Oswald suddenly showed an embarrassed look. As the vice president of the Mage Association, he naturally understands the situation of the 6th order great mage in Xingyu City. With all the calculations, Xingyu City only has 4 or 5 6th level archmages. But except for those who are old and unable to fight, except for the black mage who cannot show up, Oswald is the only one who can show up and fight. No, maybe Wang Zibin, the 6th level grey mage, should also be added. But Oswald would definitely not push Wang Zibin out. He hoped that no one would remember Wang Zibin. Especially Princess Qiu, Oswald didn't want her to meet Wang Zibin at all. It's a pity that Zhao Yuanbei must drag Wang Zibin who Oswald wanted to hide. After no one answered, Zhao Yuanbei revealed the existence of Wang Zibin rightly. Okay, Hurry up and find him, I want to watch him fight. Princess Qiu said expectantly. At this time, Gu Jin quickly opened his mouth and told about Wang Zibin's illness and unable to fight. But Princess Qiu will not let Wang Zibin not come with such a reason, and immediately said to the accompanying 7th level Magister Nuasi, North, you'll heal 260, won't you? The unremarkable 7th level Magister North said slowly, as long as it's not terminally ill, it should be fine. In a few words, Princess Qiu decided to let Wang Zibin fight. But when they got here, although everyone had nothing to say, they all looked at the eldest Princess Huiyu who really called the shots. Eldest Princess Huiyu thought about it, but after all, she still didn't want to spoil Princess Qiu's interest, so she nodded. Anyway, with Nuasi around, injuries can be healed. Obviously, Princess Huiyu's thoughts are quite optimistic. In actual combat, direct killing or untimely treatment can lead to death. With eldest Princess Huiyu's nod, Wang Zibin's fight on behalf of Xingyu City is already a certainty. And Gu Jin, as the person who delivered the news, came to Wang Zibin's manor. What? I want to represent the 6th Order Archmage of Xingyu City to fight against the members of the Royal Exchange team. Upon receiving the news from Gu Jin, Wang Zibin couldn't help being surprised. Doesn't this sudden invitation mean that he, Wang Zibin, is sitting at home, and disaster comes from heaven? Needless to say, Wang Zibin knew that this battle was not good for him. Especially the scene where he decided to join the battle was completely dominated by Princess Qiu. This is full of conspiracy. Chapter 77. No, it cannot be called a conspiracy. This is Yang conspiracy. It is a conspiracy that Wang Zibin cannot refuse. Sick? The 7th level Magister personally treats it. On behalf of Xingyu City, I have to go. Anyway, this invitation is completely reasonable, Wang Zibin must go. After a little hesitation, Wang Zibin said that he accepted the invitation, but also asked Gu Jin to convey to the Royal Exchange Group that his spells could not be kept. Gu Jin, who has never seen ice and snow, went back with doubts. After Gu Jin left, Wang Zibin closed his eyes and began to think intently. For this invitation to fight, as long as Wang Zibin doesn't run away, he must agree. But I promised to agree, Wang Zibin asked Gu Jin to bring back the news, just to protect himself. Because Wang Zibin was sure that Princess Qiu would definitely let the Knights of the Royal Exchange team take revenge on him. And Wang Zibin is not a genuine 6th Order Archmage. So he only has the power of one blow, and after one blow, he can score points. As long as Wang Zibin conveyed the news in advance, there would be a reasonable explanation for why he couldn't keep his hands and kill the Knights of the Royal Exchange team during the battle. At least, Wang Zibin cannot be held accountable. In addition, Wang Zibin also discovered a key person who exposed him from what Gu Jin said about the situation at the scene, the Deputy City Lord, Zhao Yuanbei. And according to what Gu Jin said, it was he who suggested that the mage join the battle. Without too many associations, Wang Zibin immediately connected the 4 people in front, as well as the Black Mage, with Zhao Yuanbei. Only this Zhao Yuanbei, with strength and motivation, came to trouble Wang Zibin. Immediately, Wang Zibin showed a slight smile. This is clearly knowing that his strength is not good enough, but he changed to be a villain and plotted. But you didn't think of it, so you exposed yourself. Wang Zibin silently recorded Zhao Yuanbei in the notebook in his heart, and when he has a chance or frees up his hands, he will get rid of this person who caused him trouble. After Gu Jin returned to Xingyu Knight Academy, she conveyed Wang Zibin's words to the princess and others. After hearing Wang Zibin's words, Princess Huiyu didn't think too much, but really believed it. Can't keep your hands? Isn't that dangerous? But Princess Qiu immediately said with disdain, Sister, you really believe it? With Nuasi here, there is nothing you can't keep. The meaning of Princess Qiu's words naturally means that the 7th Order Magister Nuasi can completely control the scene. The 7th level Magister North nodded, and said flatly, if it's not too exaggerated, I can still keep both sides. With Nuasi's words, Princess Huiyu also relaxed and accepted the news from Wang Zibin on behalf of the Royal Exchange Group. So far, the day has been completely determined. Wang Zibin will represent Xingyu City to face the Royal Family Exchange Group. The next day, Wang Zibin went out in a luxurious carriage. This time, he didn't want to cause any trouble, so he decisively left the violent bear Volibear at the gate of the manor, and didn't take it with him. Even Marcus, Wang Zibin didn't bring it. Apparently, Wang Zibin prepared for the worst, worrying that an accident might happen, and Marcus might be blamed. When Wang Zibin rushed to the Xingyu Knight Academy, on the golden spaceship, Princess Kia found a 6th level Sky Knight with a scar on her face. This time, he was still playing on behalf of the Royal Exchange team. Princess Kia did not hide her request, and told the knight bluntly, "Don't hold back your hands when fighting. Even if it is killed, there is no problem." Princess Kia also said that after returning to the imperial capital, she will give rewards based on her performance in this battle. Such an attitude, coupled with such a promise, made this 6th rank knight with a scar on his face immediately declare that he would definitely satisfy Princess Kia. As for how satisfied? After Princess Kia left, the knight pulled out his sword in a rare way, and wiped it meticulously. "Old man, this time, we will do meritorious deeds together again." This big knife accompanied him all the way, and every time he slashed and killed an enemy, it meant meritorious service. It was also because of such continuous meritorious service that he could stand out from the army and become the accompanying guard of the Imperial House Exchange Group. When Wang Zibin came to Star Moon Knight Academy, Gu Jin and Oswald greeted him together. The two didn't say much, they just told Wang Zibin to be careful. Under the instructions of his two friends, Wang Zibin stood on the ring, facing the scarred 6th Order Knight. The battle hadn't started yet, and everyone realized that it was the same person as yesterday, but today's night gave people a chilling feeling. And no one can feel better than Wang Zibin. What kind of terrifying murderous aura is exuded by the 6th level Sky Knight who walked out of the army on the opposite side? The strong murderous intent is about to become real, firmly locked on Wang Zibin. He wants to kill Wang Zibin. There is no communication, no grievances, even this may be the first meeting between the two. But, he made it clear that he wanted to kill Wang Zibin. At this moment, the handsome Wang Zibin, in his eyes, is the same as the enemy on the battlefield. He is a credit, a capital to climb up. Facing such a 6th Order Sky Knight, Wang Zibin looked indifferent. He had expected this scene a long time ago. Facing the 6th level Sky Knight who wanted to kill him, Wang Zibin felt inexplicably sad for him. Wang Zibin felt that this knight was very pitiful. Even if he reached the 6th rank, he would just become a knife in the hands of Princess Kia and risk his life. But this is only seen from Wang Zibin's standpoint. In the eyes of this knight, Wang Zibin is also pitiful. With such a handsome appearance, as long as he bows his head to Princess Kia, he can completely have what he dreams of. But in the end, because he refused to bow his head, Zhao's, he stood on this ring, which will soon become another credit for him. If Wang Zibin knew what this knight was thinking, he would definitely say proudly, "I, Wang Zibin, never rely on appearance, but on talent. As for making credit or something, that's up to everyone." When the two stood on the ring, everyone could feel that this was not just a battle to compete. It's a battle that decides whether to compete or not. Only the eldest Princess Huia was naively thinking at this time that the 7th level Magister Nuasi would stop the fighting in time so that neither side would be harmed. But in fact, Princess Kia had already greeted Nuasi, "When you stop fighting, you can go slower." And in such a battle, slowing down will undoubtedly mean the difference between life and death. When Princess Kia promoted this battle, she had never thought of allowing Wang Zibin to step down completely. Chapter 78. But even though Princess Kia thought so, even a group of people thought so. They all felt that Wang Zibin could go up, but he couldn't get down. Especially Zhao Yuanbei looked at Wang Zibin on the ring, like looking at a dead person. "Your monster bear is very powerful, but can you be so strong? Since you dare to go to the ring, you just wait to die." The vast majority of people also think that the prince is the father. But Gujin and Oswald are different. They both have confidence in Wang Zibin. As an elf, no matter what, he has some powerful means. It may be unrealistic to fight against the 7th level, but it is still no problem to fight at the same level. Especially Oswald, who has seen Wang Zibin ice and snow with his own eyes, is not worried about Wang Zibin's safety. Instead, what he was worried about was this 6th level Sky Knight with scars on his face. What Oswald was afraid of was that Wang Zibin was different from him. He didn't hold back at all, and directly killed the knight. In this way, the face of the royal family exchange group will not be good. In a battle like this, either only lose a little, or only win a little, so that everyone can be happy. Oswald did it, but he wasn't sure Wang Zibin could do the same. Obviously, Wang Zibin, who only has the power of one blow, would not dare to do so even if he wanted to. Because he keeps his hand, if the opponent doesn't die, then he is dead. Wang Zibin looked at the knight facing 457 with indifferent eyes. "Since you want to kill me, I can only ask you to die." Hurry up, hurry up! Princess Qiu urged Niu Si, the 7th level magister, with an appearance that was more excited than the two sides in the battle. As the host of this battle initiated in the name of communication, the 7th Order Magister North floated in mid-air, and said, "Based on my spells, this is the letter to start this exchange battle." After finishing speaking, North raised his hand and pointed, a ray of light shot out from his fingertips, and exploded into brilliant fireworks in the air. The first order spell fireworks is generally used as a spell or signal to activate the atmosphere. The moment the fireworks exploded, the two people on the ring realized that the battle had begun at the same time. The 6th level Sky Knight with a scar on his face reacted immediately, bursting with blood and rushing towards Wang Zibin at full speed. At the same time, the knight was still in the process of plunging towards Wang Zibin, drawing Daxi. Under the infusion of blood energy, the big knife seemed to be soaked in fresh blood. It was so red that it was coquettish, but it carried extremely deadly danger. Compared with this knight's quick reaction and such violent actions, Wang Zibin looks a bit old. Wang Zibin only reacted when the knight rushed over. He unhurriedly raised his right hand and stretched out his 5 fingers towards the 6th level Sky Knight rushing over. At this moment, everyone couldn't help holding their breath. They didn't understand why Wang Zibin, a 6th order archmage, would be so condescending. It neither restricts the knight's actions nor applies defensive spells to himself. If we say that the Battle of Oswald in front, everyone's visualization is a standard mage battle template, then Wang Zibin's action at this time is undoubtedly a negative teaching material. In the eyes of the people watching the battle, almost everyone thought that Wang Zibin, who moved slowly like an old man, was afraid that he would be killed by the 6th level Sky Knight who was close to him. Because at this time, even if it is to release defensive spells, it is too late. After all, they are both at the 6th level, they can be cast in seconds and cannot be blocked, and powerful spells need to be chanted, and there is not enough time. However, North, who is a 7th level magister, and Felton, Oswald's teacher, have different opinions. As mages, they realize that mages have something at the bottom of the box, which is the innate spell slot. North and Felton thought of Wang Zibin's talent spell slot, and also thought that his 6th level talent spell slot was a BCCE, powerful spell, otherwise it wouldn't be so big. But they couldn't guess, what kind of spell can make Master Zibin feel calm in the face of the last level Sky Knights who are close to him. Oswald, the only one who knew something inside, was shocked when he saw Wang Zibin's familiar gesture, suffer. He is not going to hold back. Princess Qiu stared excitedly at Wang Zibin who was approached by the 6th level Sky Knight, and couldn't wait to see the scene when Wang Zibin was cut. Just when everyone stared wide-eyed, worried, joyful, or puzzled, they looked at Wang Zibin on the ring, who had already been approached by the 6th level Sky Knight with a scar on his face. Wang Zibin looked at the blood-red sword that was about to be swung in front of him, and cast the spell without blinking, Ice and Snow. With the mana in Wang Zibin's body empty, the spell effect of Ice and Snow began to show. Frozen sky, snow covered the earth. In an instant, white snow appeared out of thin air on the ring floor in front of Wang Zibin, and then spread along the ring in an instant. Dangerous, extremely dangerous. The 6th level Sky Knight with scars on his face felt extremely dangerous in his heart. The intuition he experienced on the battlefield made him feel the danger, and he subconsciously wanted to avoid Wang Zibin's spell. The white snow spreading extremely fast on the ground made him want to jump up and fly into the air to avoid it. But the seemingly empty sky still gave him a sense of danger. There is great terror. Heaven will die, and there will be no way to enter the earth. This is what he feels at this moment, extremely dangerous and desperate. At this last moment, this knight who was born in the army did not choose to escape or beg for mercy, but burst out with the most powerful force in his life, and slashed at Wang Zibin. However, the blood-red broadsword he was holding in both hands stopped in front of Wang Zibin's right hand after all, unable to advance an inch. He looked at Wang Zibin's handsome face and eyes full of endless murderous intent, which slowly dimmed. Because Bai Shui had already spread all over his body. At this moment, the difference has been made. How can it be? The people watching the battle were full of disbelief, and there was only one thought in their minds. Even 2 7th level magisters, when they saw this scene, their eyes burst into light. They naturally knew how terrifying the strength Wang Zibin showed at this time. Even if they don't know what Wang Zibin's Ice and Snow spell is, judging from the effect of the 6th order Sky Knight in an instant, it is only one step away from the forbidden spell. This spell of Wang Zibin must be the strongest among the 6th order ice spells. Not only that, Wang Zibin is instant. This also means that Wang Zibin must have loaded this spell into his innate spells. Just as Oswald was shocked at the beginning, the two 7th Order Magisters were equally shocked. Chapter 79. Especially Nuasi, the 7th level Magister who once had the name of a genius mage in the imperial capital, he also stood at the apex of the same level back then. None of the people present could understand how difficult it was for Wang Zibin to load a 6th level spell, which is second only to forbidden spells, into the innate spell slot at the 6th level. Almost impossible. If it was an old mage who spent his whole life doing that and succeeded by luck, North wouldn't be so shocked. But now the young face of Wang Zibin makes it difficult for North to accept the reality. The reality is that Wang Zibin's talent far surpasses him who was once a genius mage. Spell ban. In shock, the 7th Order Magister North made a move. Because if he doesn't make a move again, Wang Zibin's ice and snow will spread out of the ring, causing a larger area of damage. As soon as North made a move, it was a standard high-level mage's oppressive spell against low-level mages, spell ban. Spell banning is a spell that a high-level mage uses the huge mana of an absolute advantage to block and restrict the spell-casting area and even the spell effects released by a low-level mage. The spell ban of the 7th level Magister North suppressed Wang Zibin's ice and snow within the scope of the ring. Not only that, but the spell ban also rapidly reduced the effect of ice and snow above the ring. In just a few seconds, the white snow stopped spreading and melted visibly with the naked eye. Wang Zibin on the ring has a clearer perception of spell ban. It became more difficult for him to release spells to the outside world. In an invisible place, something is restricting Wang Zibin from releasing spells. However, this has no effect on Wang Zibin, who has no mana in his body at this time. Anyway, he doesn't have the mana to release spells. Not long after, melting white snow came from the edge of the ring towards Wang Zibin. This scene is really a bit like going backwards in time. After Bai Shui spread to the boundary of the ring, it went backwards. However, after the white snow had completely melted, the 6th level Sky Knight who had recovered from his snowman appearance did not make any moves. From Wang Zibin's perspective, one can see that the knight's eyes, although still wide open, are dimmed and turned into dead grey. He died. The moment the snow covered his body, he died. The 7th level Magister North flew from the sky and landed beside Wang Zibin. He waved at the knight, and a beam of healing light landed on the knight's body. This is a very powerful healing technique, but the healing technique that was supposed to penetrate into the knight's body to treat his injuries scattered into light spots and fell in everyone's eyes, which was too beautiful to behold. But such a beautiful picture made everyone's heart tremble. Only the dead cannot be healed. Such a phenomenon is undoubtedly telling everyone that this 6th Order Sky Knight is dead. In fact, the 7th level Magister North has already seen it, but what he did is just to show with practical actions that he is practicing what he once said. Heal the wounded and control the wounded. Of course, it is not a big problem if it cannot be treated now, and the failure of control is not a big problem. After all, North emphasized, as long as it's not so exaggerated, the reason why he couldn't control the current situation was because it was too exaggerated. North had already found an explanation for himself. Therefore, after he swung a powerful healing wave, he didn't care about the dead knight, but looked at Wang Zibin. This is the first time that Nuasi seriously examined Wang Zibin. He had never looked at Wang Zibin before, but at this moment, he looked at Wang Zibin very seriously, young, handsome, extraordinary bearing. A series of feelings emerged in North's mind. To be honest, at this time, North began to suspect that the Wang Zibin in front of him was an elf. Like Oswald back then, North also believes that only elves can achieve such a step at the stage of the 6th level Archmage. But unlike Oswald, he, the 7th level Magister North, has seen real elves, so he can know that the Wang Zibin in front of him is not. Could there really be such a perfect human being? Not only the appearance, but also such talent? The 7th Order Magister North thought about this problem. The existence of Wang Zibin is already the answer to this question. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Princess Qiu, who just came back to her senses now, screamed loudly, refusing to accept the facts in front of her. Ask for her flowers. North, he cheated, he must have used magic props, spell scrolls. Princess Qiu stood on the viewing platform, pointed at Wang Zibin, as if she found him cheating, and ordered, kill him, North. But the 7th level Magister ignored Princess Qiu's order at all, still staring at Wang Zibin, lost in his own thoughts. Obviously, Nuasi, who was called by her first name directly by Princess Qiu, was disliked by Princess Qiu through practical actions. As for the previous response to Princess Qiu, it was just a routine reply by Nuosi, who was employed by the royal family. But this does not mean that Nuosi, the 7th level magister, obeyed her own words. Rather than greet the unruly and willful Princess Qiu, Nuosi now prefers to think about Wang Zibin's problem as a 7th level magister. 0. Seeing that Nuosi ignored her, Princess Qiu became even angrier, turned around and shouted at the 7th rank titled Knight Baekyong beside her, "Uncle Ba, go ahead and kill this shameful cheater, and let him pay for my royal heroic knight's life." Although Princess Qiu was savage, she still had some brains. While accusing Wang Zibin of cheating, she also involved the dead knight, making her orders appear to be righteous and benevolent. And from Princess Qiu's address to Ba Qiang, it can be seen that Ba Qiang is very popular with Princess Qiu. The second after Princess Qiu finished speaking, the 7th rank titled knight, Ba Gun, reached for the long spear behind him, ready to obey Princess Qiu's order and kill Wang Zibin. Princess Qiu's words and Ba Qiang's movements instantly made the situation tense. Gu Jin and Oswald are going to jump on the spot and announce the identity of Wang Zibin's elf, so as to prevent another elf murder that will spread to the entire empire. The 7th rank titled knight, Hai Guang, the lord of Xingyu city, put his hand on the hilt of his sword. As the city lord, he had to make a move out of emotion and reason, preventing Ba Qiang from attacking Wang Zibin, who represented Xingyu city in the battle. Flattened, the 7th rank magister and president of the Star Moon City Mage Association, clenched his wand tightly. Like black light, he also had to take action to save Wang Zibin. This is the face of the Mage Association. Of course he could see that Princess Qiu was completely framing Wang Zibin and. Chapter 80. It can be said that the situation at this time is quite urgent. As long as the 7th rank titled Knight Baekyong makes a move, then the city lord of Xingyu City, Hai Guang, and the president of the Mage Association, Flattened, will also make a move. Under the premise that the 7th level Magister North chooses to watch, it will instantly become a terrible situation where 3 7th level powerhouses attack at the same time. Enough! At such an urgent moment, eldest Princess Huiyu stood up, shouted loudly, and stopped everyone's movements. "Xiao Qi, how long are you going to mess around?" Eldest Princess Huiyu scolded Princess Qiu directly. With the joint supervision of 2 7th level magisters, how could he use magic props? As soon as these words came out, North and Felton, the 7th level magisters, nodded slightly. Indeed, Princess Qiu accused Wang Zibin of cheating, using magic items with instant spells or 300s as spell scrolls. Such behavior completely treated the two of them as idiots. Could it be that 2 7th level magisters still can't tell whether a 6th level archmage is cheating? This was also the reason why Nuosi didn't want to ignore Princess Qiu's order at all. He still wanted to show some face. After confirming Wang Zibin's innocence with one sentence, Princess Huiyu continued, "For this battle, the rules before the battle were agreed upon. Don't hold back, life or death is irrelevant, so no matter who wins, they should not be held accountable." After showing justice with these words again, eldest Princess Huiyu solemnly said, "As the eldest princess of the royal family of the Full Moon Empire, I announce that this exchange battle will be won by the 6th rank master representing Star Moon City." As soon as these words came out, it was equivalent to Princess Huiyu making a final conclusion about this battle. The 7th rank titled Knight Ba Lance stretched out the hand behind the spear and retracted it. The hand of Xingyu City Lord Hai Guang who was holding the sword hilt was loosened. A possible battle between the 7th order powerhouses disappeared invisibly. For Princess Qiu, she could only stamp her little feet angrily, and sat down unwillingly. No matter how unwilling she was, she understood that the royal family exchange group was dominated by Princess Huiyu, and even she had to agree with Princess Huiyu's speeches in public. Because the eldest Princess Huiyu is the one who truly represents the royal family and has the right to make decisions. If she makes a fuss again, it will be 100% damaged to the face of the royal family. For Grand Duke Huiyu, to stop Princess Qiu's nonsense and maintain the fairness of the exchange meeting is to protect the face of the royal family. After all, if Princess Qiu continues to make trouble, eldest Princess Huiyu can already imagine how ugly the information about the royal family exchange group spread from Xingyu City will be. It is no exaggeration to say that if the 7th rank titled Knight Ba Jiang really makes a move, it will be tantamount to telling everyone that the royal family cannot accept failure and openly oppresses common mages. Although Wang Zibin is already a 6th rank great mage, if he has not registered with the Mage Association, he is not included in the official information of the empire, and naturally he will not be canonized as a nobleman. Therefore, Wang Zibin is still a civilian. This means that oppressing Wang Zibin is equivalent to oppressing civilians. This is definitely a huge blow to the royal family's reputation. Therefore, it is impossible for eldest Princess Huiyu to let the situation develop like this, otherwise even she will be punished by then. After eldest Princess Huiyu appeared, the incident caused by this battle quickly subsided. But has it really calmed down? No, of course not. Everyone knows that what is calming down now is only the superficial phenomenon, and the hidden contradictions are actually getting deeper. This is different from the language conflict between Wang Zibin and Princess Qiu before. This time it is a real big conflict, because the royal exchange team is dead. Once it involves life and death, then the contradiction cannot be so easily resolved. Even if the one who died was just an accompanying guard knight. But behind this knight is Princess Qiu. When Wang Zibin killed this knight, it meant that he slapped Princess Qiu directly on the face. This is also the reason why Princess Qiu did not hesitate to frame Wang Zibin and let Ba Qiang kill him. She, Princess Qiu, has never suffered such a great humiliation since she was a child. The contradiction has intensified to the point of irreconcilability. After getting off the arena, Wang Zibin left the Xingyu Knight Academy first on the grounds that he was too tired from fighting, got in a luxurious carriage, and headed for the manor. When Wang Zibin left the exchange meeting, many people stared at his back either explicitly or secretly, with different thoughts. Gujin and Oswald were both thankful that Wang Zibin was not harmed, but also worried about Princess Qiu's next move. The 7th level magician North has been paying attention to Wang Zibin, and Wang Zibin has aroused his great interest. Zhao Yuanbei, deputy city lord of Xingyu City, looked at Wang Zibin's back, feeling both scared and excited. What he was afraid of was the strength shown by Wang Zibin. If he could kill the 6th level Sky Knight with the scar on his face in seconds, he could also kill him in seconds. What he was excited about was the intensified conflict between Wang Zibin and Princess Qiu. He knew that in the future, many people like him would choose to attack Wang Zibin in order to establish a relationship with Princess Qiu. If it is said that when Zhao Yuanbei made a move, the others were still holding a wait-and-see attitude, fearing that Wang Zibin would suddenly give in to Princess Qiu and cause them to draw water from the bamboo basket in vain. So from now on, when the contradictions intensify, this possibility will no longer exist. Therefore, what is certain is that those who hold a wait-and-see attitude will all end up. On the way back, Wang Zibin reflected on the gains and losses of the battle. For killing that knight, Wang Zibin didn't have any special feelings. After all, for him with tier 4 strength, in that case, either the knight would die, or he would die. As the saying goes, a dead Taoist friend will not die a poor Taoist. So Wang Zibin can only ask the knight to die. 4.8. The death of that knight is not a big deal. What really lies in front of Wang Zibin is to deal with the intensified conflict with Princess Qiu. Fortunately, with the violent bear Volibear around, Wang Zibin didn't worry much about his personal safety. What Wang Zibin is worried about is the troubles that will continue to arise. He had already thought that he would become a Xiang Momo, a stepping stone who could get closer to Princess Qiu by stepping on him. Hey, the kind of unruly and willful little girl should be hung up, buttocks are whipped, and the skin is ripped apart. On the carriage, Wang Zibin, who felt troublesome just thinking about it, sighed. Next, Wang Zibin estimated that he was going to kill many people. Killing is not what he wants, Prince, and he doesn't have so much time to play with people. Chapter 81. On the day when Wang Zibin fought on behalf of the mages of Xingyu City, nothing happened. The death of the guard knight of the Royal Exchange team, the victory of the Xingyu City mage Fang, such big news did not even get out. But behind the scenes, these messages were passed on in the upper floors of Starmoon City in an undercurrent. That night, when Wang Zibin was meditating daily, almost all powerful families in Xingyu City knew the news. Moreover, they also know that the conflict between Wang Zibin and Princess Qiu has intensified and cannot be reconciled. So on this seemingly calm night, they are already planning their own interests and preparing to set off even bigger storms. But after preparing various plans, they encountered a problem during the day, that is Wang Zibin, never come out. Not only Wang Zibin, but none of the servants in his manor came out. This made them dumbfounded. This made them take action, and they couldn't find any reason. It seems that there is only one way to forcefully break through 12, which is in front of them. But no one dared to do this. Forcibly breaking into the manor of a 6th order great mage would mean alarming at least half of Xingyu City. Not only the Xingyu City officials who maintain law and order, but even the Xingyu City Mage Association will also participate. Because Wang Zibin is a mage. The Mage Association will indeed govern the mage, but at the same time it will also safeguard the rights that all mages should have. Forcibly breaking into Wang Zibin's manor will inevitably lead to the help of the Starmoon City Mage Association. Thus, the day passed peacefully amidst the dumbfounded eyes of a group of people. But when the time came to night, it was a completely different situation. The moon is dark and the wind is high, it's a good time to kill and set fire. Taking advantage of the cover of the night, a casual 6th level Sky Knight quietly entered Tian Zibin's manor. This casual knight was naturally hired by those people at a great price, with only one purpose, to find out the specific situation of Wang Zibin's manor. After knowing Wang Zibin's combat power, they didn't imagine that they could attack Wang Zibin with only a 6th level untrained Sky Knight. What they thought was very simple. Without meeting Wang Zibin face to face, they would make other arrangements after confirming the reality of the manor. This uninitiated 6th level Sky Knight is not stupid, he moves extremely carefully, and if anything goes wrong, he will immediately retreat. When he tiptoed into the manor from the side, and then passed through the servants' room and kitchen of the manor, there was no obstacle along the way. After secretly noting down the distribution inside the manor, he cautiously came to the central area of the manor. Looking at the brightly lit room, the 6th level Sky Knight did not approach any further, but stopped walking, and heaved a sigh of relief. He has already confirmed Wang Zibin's room, the distribution of the manor, and personally confirmed that there is no warning spell cast by Wang Zibin in the manor. For him, this is considered to have completed the task of investigation. Hey! At this time, he suddenly remembered that according to the data, Wang Zibin should have a 5th order monster bear, why didn't he see it? But this idea was immediately thrown out of his mind. He thought that a mere 5th order monster could not change the situation at all, so there was no need to pay too much attention to it. After confirming that he had completed the task, he turned around on the spot and prepared to withdraw from the manor. However, when he turned around, he almost had a heart attack. A naive violent bear, with bright bear eyes, stood behind him, just facing him who turned around. Why is the violent bear here? Thinking like this, he was so frightened that his heart almost jumped out of his chest, and he calmed down slowly. It doesn't matter, anyway, it's just a 5th level monster, as long as it doesn't alarm the 6th level Great Mage. At this moment, the knight who was looking at Volibear the violent bear even felt that the violent bear was really naive. It's great to find that he didn't make any movement. But then, he realized something was wrong. As a 6th level Sky Knight, he didn't realize that the violent bear had circled behind him at all. In this situation, he should never go out on a stupid 5th level monster bear. The moment he realized something was wrong, he poured blood into his feet, ready to jump up and flee the manor directly. However, although his speed is very fast, the violent bear is even faster. The moment he saw this 6th level Sky Knight about to run away, the violent bear Volibear smiled evilly in the dark night, and then his 2 big bear paws swept across the afterimage and smacked on the knight. Snapped. Accidentally doing mental calculations, this 6th level Sky Knight was slapped by the violent bear's palms before even bursting out the blood in his body. With a sound like slapping a mosquito, the knight was slapped into a pulp by a pair of bear paws of the violent bear. After killing the knight, Violent Bear took a special look at Wang Zibin's room, and found that Wang Zibin inside didn't notice anything, and nodded in satisfaction. The sound that I deliberately controlled was still very useful, and it didn't disturb Wang Zibin. In fact, the Violent Bear Volibear sensed it as early as when this 6th level Sky Knight entered the manor. The Violent Bear who wanted to rush directly to kill the knight suddenly thought of Wang Zibin in the room when he got up. Therefore, in order not to alarm Wang Zibin, Violent Bear chose this method and unexpectedly gave the knight a loving slap. All this is to try to control the sound as much as possible. To be honest, for Wang Zibin's peace of mind to practice, Volibear can be said to be 637 with good intentions. One night passed, waiting for someone from the 6th level sky to bring the news of the investigation, eager to see through. They didn't see the night until the sky was bright, and their hearts sank to the bottom. A 6th level Sky Knight just disappeared in the manor without a trace. Such a result is really hard for them to accept. After knowing that Wang Zibin's strength is terrifying, in fact, they did not send 4th and 5th tier people to investigate first, but directly sent 6th tier Sky Knights. They thought, at least they can't fight this way, and they can still run, and with their support, there shouldn't be any problem. But the current reality tells them that even the 6th order Sky Knights can't escape. The one that disappeared without a sound. Under the sun, Wang Zibin's manor suddenly turned into a huge mouth of an abyss in their eyes. They looked at each other, Kikai shuddered, then quickly dispersed and returned to Hakka. They belonged to different forces, and these forces jointly funded to invite the knight to investigate the reality in Wang Zibin's manor. Now they need to tell the people behind them the horrible news. This day, after learning the news, many people passed away peacefully amidst the fear. And this night, no one tried to enter Wang Zibin's manor. Chapter 82. It was another day, they did nothing. After learning from the pain, they decided to use the means they are best at. Maybe in terms of strength, they are not good at it, but they are better than each other in terms of small means other than strength. During the day, Marcus walked out of the gate of the manor. Standing at the door, Marcus looked around vigilantly before walking towards the street. No wonder Marcus was so vigilant. During the day yesterday, he found the lump of meat in the manor, and he got a signal from the violent bear Volibear, knowing that someone sneaked into the manor at night. Although Wang Zibin knew about this, he didn't pay much attention to it. He just gave Stormy Bear a compliment. Great job Volibear, keep it up. But Marcus couldn't help but care. He knew that there were more people staring at Wang Zibin. Perhaps violent bear Volibear doesn't need to care about it with his own strength, but Marcus thinks he doesn't have such a powerful strength, so he must be vigilant. This can be seen from the fact that Marcus deliberately keeps a distance from anyone when he walks on the street. Marcus, who had successfully arrived at the purchase location, was told by the shopkeeper before he had time to speak, that the delivery of the goods ordered by Marcus was delayed except for the condition. As for how long it will be extended, the shopkeeper didn't say anything, just the flickering eyes, which already showed that it is impossible to have the goods ordered by Marcus. Even Marcus didn't say anything more, just turned around and left. He knew that someone was preventing him from buying the goods. Afterwards, Marcus changed several places in a row, but the reply he received was that he had no goods and had booked with others, and could not sell them to him. Marcus, who had been wandering around for a long time, returned to the manor with nothing, with a sad face. In today's manor, he is the only one who goes out alone and is responsible for purchasing living supplies. And because this situation was not expected before, there was no hoarding of living supplies in the manor. Therefore, if the manor does not even last until tomorrow, it will be in trouble due to lack of living supplies. Seeing Marcus enter the manor with a sad face, those who followed him all showed tacit smiles, although it is a small means to block the living supplies of the manor. But people are like iron, and food is like steel. If you don't eat a meal, you will be hungry. Without food and drink, they don't believe that Wang Zibin can still hold on and stay in the manor all the time. It's a small tool, but it works. After returning to the manor, Marcus reported the matter to Wang Zibin. As soon as he heard that the shops outside did not sell Marcus supplies, Wang Zibin realized that the people who came to trouble him were not limited to Zhao Yuanbei, but a union. Because it is absolutely impossible for a single Zhao Yuanbei, or 2 or 3 similar people, to control the supplies of the whole city. Only a coalition of such people can block the purchase of supplies from the manor together. Good, very good. Wang Zibin immediately showed a sneer. Don't blame him if you dare to use this method against him. A tyrannical emotion emanated from Wang Zibin's heart. Wang Zibin wants to kill people. Since they dared to block Wang Zibin's supplies, then Wang Zibin dared to attack at night, killing a group of people and looting their supplies at the same time. Don't think that Wang Zibin is afraid to do this. On the contrary, Wang Zibin not only dared to do it, but also did it without hesitation when needed. After all, he is a real black mage. Such an approach is the approach of a black mage. Those people naively thought that by cutting off Wang Zibin's daily necessities, he could be forced to go out, but in fact, Wang Zibin was never a person who would just admit defeat when he was forced. He is a person who will violently resist when persecuted. Don't look at Wang Zibin's strength as a tier 4 archmage now, but with the combination of his strange spells and his own strength as a tier 4 knight, he has many ways to kill people without anyone noticing it. From Wang Zibin's point of view, since those people dared to cut off his supplies, they wanted him to starve to death, and when facing those who wanted to kill him, he would naturally strike mercilessly. However, after thinking for a while, Wang Zibin suppressed this tyrannical thought. It's not that he doesn't use this method, but he hasn't reached that step yet. Coupled with the fact that Princess Qiu is always ready to trouble him, the risk of Wang Zibin using this method is actually quite high. Therefore, Wang Zibin put this method behind and tried other methods first, for example, ask for help. You know, in Xingyu City, Wang Zibin is not alone, he doesn't have a single friend, he still has 2 friends. Wang Zibin immediately arranged for Marcus to go to Gujin and Oswald to get some living supplies from them. Looking at the back of Marcus going out, Wang Zibin looked deeply. Gu Jin, Oswald, which side will you stand on? At this time, Wang Zibin, who had been blocked by supplies, already felt that because of Princess Qiu, Xingyu City had already started to stand in line. Headed by Zhao Yuanbei, those who hope to get into the relationship with Princess Qiu form a team, and they are all on the opposite side of Wang Zibin. They are thinking about attacking Wang Zibin all the time. This team is very clear, and Wang Zibin is not going to let it go. Now Wang Zibin sent Marcus, on the one hand, to obtain living supplies, and on the other hand, he wanted to see if his only two friends would stand by him. Hostile, friendly, between. This is the team that Wang Zibin assigned to Xingyu City, and Marcus will test him out which team Gu Jin and Oswald are in. Wang Zibin's worst plan was that Gu Jin and Oswald would stand against him. In this case, he had to use the method that fit the identity of a black mage. And compared to that approach, Wang Zibin was more disappointed because he lost his only two friends. But no matter what the result is, Niu Zhao is good, Wang Zibin can accept it. After all, judging from the current winning side, Wang Zibin is infinitely close to zero inflation. This was also the reason why those people could unite the entire Star Moon City and not sell supplies to Wang Zibin. But a few hours later, when Marcus came back with 2 batches of supplies provided by Gu Jin and Oswald, Wang Zibin still smiled heartily. These two friends can still make friends. Although anyone with a discerning eye knows that this is a friend who comes for profit, but isn't it also a kind of recognition to be able to value one's own value? Wang Zibin's worries are obviously unnecessary. Because in the eyes of Gu Jin and Oswald, Wang Zibin, who has the status of an elf, cannot lose. Not to mention Princess Qiu alone, even most of the royal family of the Full Moon Empire would take action in person. Whether they can move, dare to touch an elf, they can't even say. This is the confidence of Gu Jin and Oswald. Chapter 83. After experiencing the elf bloody incident that affected the 3 major human empires decades ago, no one would question the status of elves. That's why, after confirming Wang Zibin's identity as an elf, Gu Jin and Oswald would not let go. Even, so far, they haven't disclosed it to outsiders, and what they are thinking about is to draw in the relationship with Wang Zibin, hug Wang Zibin behind, the golden thigh of the elf kingdom. To outsiders, isn't that what attracts everyone? There is one thing to say, compared to Princess Qiu, elves are much more attractive. Therefore, when Marcus came to the door, Gu Jin and Oswald did not hesitate at all, and immediately agreed to give the support materials to Master Zibin. In terms of mobilizing materials, it took more time. What Marcus brought back was provided by the 2 families, which was enough for Wang Zibin's manor to live normally for a month. At the gate of the manor, seeing cart after cart of supplies being sent into Wang Zibin's manor, all the people following were thinking about rushing out to destroy these vehicles. But if you want to think that way, if you do it, you really dare not. Because these vehicles have the family emblems of Gu and Oswald on them. Attacking these vehicles is tantamount to attacking the families of both parties. Gu Jin and Oswald are different from Wang Zibin, they are both big local families in Xingyu City. 340 It's okay for those people to bully Wang Zibin. After all, Wang Zibin is single and weak. Apart from his personal strength, there is nothing worthy of their attention. But if Gu Jin and Oswald were attacked, it would be a war that would spread to the entire Xingyu City in an instant. Therefore, those people could only grit their teeth and watch the supplies being sent into the manor, unable to be furious. When they got here, their idea of forcing Wang Zibin to go out by blocking the supplies of the manor was completely in vain. Deputy City Lord's Mansion, Zhao family. A group of patriarchs, big and small, are talking about the failure of the plan. Although they knew that it was Gu Jin and Oswald who ruined their plan, they all avoided them and discussed how to deal with Wang Zibin. After discussing for a long time, they failed to come up with a feasible solution, and finally looked at the Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei. Under the eyes of everyone, Zhao Yuanbei opened his mouth and announced a new plan. Since he won't come out, he's huddled in the manor like a tortoise. Then, there is only one choice left for us. Strong, BCCF, attack. As soon as the word strength attack was uttered, everyone was in an uproar and began to deny it. What caught the attention of the guards in the city, what the Mage Association intervened and so on. In short, they believe that the method of storming is not advisable. In the face of everyone's denial, Zhao Yuanbei gave his own statement, of course we are not attacking during the day. Selected, it is fixed to attack at night. On the night of the attack, I will contain the guards in that area. At the same time, I invited a 6th level black mage from the outside. He will take action to block the movement around the manor and prevent the Mage Association from knowing. Without the intervention of external forces, it is no problem to take down a mere 6th order archmage. Not only that, I also found a flying monster, which can detect everything in the manor during the day, so that we can do it. As long as we work together, we will surely win him. Hearing Zhao Yuanbei's perfect plan, everyone no longer refuted, but discussed the feasibility of this plan. After some discussion, everyone felt that although this plan seemed a bit risky, it was still a good plan. After all, with Wang Zibin behind closed doors, there are very few choices left for them. Not to mention that the deputy city lord, Zhao Yuanbei, has been responsible for covering up outside interference, and they only need to deal with Wang Zibin alone. After everyone perfected the details of the plan for the storm was finalized in this way. After sending everyone away from the deputy city lord's mansion, Zhao Yuanbei returned to his seat, and the warm smile on his face instantly changed into a sneer of disdain. The plan, he said, seems to be highly executable. But, from beginning to end, he didn't take the violent bear Volibear into consideration. In other words, Zhao Yuanbei hid the terrifying power of the violent bear from others. Therefore, a plan that seems highly executable actually has almost zero success. He, Zhao Yuanbei, never thought of success when he proposed this plan. What he thought was simply to consume the power of these people. It would be even better if these people could hurt Wang Zibin. After Zhao Yuanbei lost the 6th order black mage, he felt that the power of the dark side of his family was lacking. And he hid the information of the violent bear Volibear, just to cheat these people. This kind of operation of defrauding teammates may seem strange, but in fact it is very much in Zhao Yuanbei's interests. He wants to bring these families back to his level. Not only that, Zhao Yuanbei had already planned it out, and after this plan failed and the strength of these people was compromised, he would immediately go to Princess Qiu. In Zhao Yuanbei's thinking, only with the power of Princess Qiu can he deal with Wang Zibin and the violent bear Volibear. After Zhao Yuanbei and his group finished planning, they each spent several days looking for someone who could make a move. Wang Zibin also spent a rare few days of peace, without any troubles coming to his house, and at night, there will be no murder-seeking people sneaking into his manor again. A few days later, Bai and a group of them were ready. The butler of the deputy city lord's mansion, accompanied by a 5th-rank sky knight, stood on the wall of Xingyu City, looking at Wang Zibin's manor in the distance. Of course they couldn't see anything, they could only see a blur of houses. However, it was not them who carried out the investigation mission, but a 5th-level flying monster contracted by this 5th-level sky knight, the Wind Eagle. The Wind Eagle, a 5th-order flying beast, has a wingspan of 2 meters, and is famous for creating strong winds while flying. Flying monsters are definitely extremely rare types of monsters in the contract of the Monster Knight. Not only are flying monsters difficult to capture, but most of them are rebellious and difficult to tame. This 5th-level Sky Knight, because he contracted with this Gale Eagle, has the status of no less than a 6th-level Sky Knight. The price Zhao Yuanbei paid for inviting him this time was almost the same as the price for inviting a 6th-order Sky Knight. But compared to the 6th-level Sky Knight, the 5th-level flying monster, the Wind Eagle, has more advantages in terms of detection. At this time, this 5th-level Sky Knight was controlling the Gale Eagle to investigate Wang Zibin's manor. Chapter 84. The Blast Eagle took off from the city wall and came to the sky above Star Moon City. After flying back and forth over Xingyu City twice, the Storm Eagle found the Wang Zibin manor. Then, the wind sculpture began to hover over the manor. Naturally, the so-called scouting mission will not be simply to see the layout or something, and then it will be over. What they want to investigate are firstly the layout of the manor, secondly the distribution of personnel, and thirdly whether there are any defensive facilities in the manor. After all, for a 6th-order archmage, setting up a few magic circles in the manor is not a big project. But the magic circle needs energy supply. That is to say, the Blast Eagle is using his perception of monsters to excavate the energy gathering points in the manor. It's just that after careful perception, Kuang Fengdiao could only find 2 places with extremely strong energy. First, it is naturally the center of the manor, Wang Zibin's room. The second one is Volibear the violent bear outside the door of Wang Zibin's room. In other places, none of the wind sculptures were found. When the 5th-level Sky Knight told the butler about the relevant situation, the butler believed it at all. How could it be possible that a 6th-level Great Mage didn't set up defenses at home? So the steward asked the knight to investigate more carefully to find those hidden places. Take people's money and do things for them. The knight didn't refuse either, and the wind continued to rise. As time passed, the gale wind eagle had hovered over Star Moon City for a long time. This naturally attracted the attention of some people in Xingyu City. Storm Bear Volibear was lying on the chair, squinting at the wind sculpture above his head, showing a helpless look. It is a pure melee monster without any long-range skills. So even if it really wanted to knock down the gale wind eagle and give itself a meal or something. However, there is nothing to do. Star Moon Knight Academy, on the viewing platform. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei looked up at the wind sculpture in the sky, and the smile on his face became brighter. He knew that his plan had already begun. Coincidentally at this time, Princess Qiu, who was startled by Zhao Yuanbei's actions, also raised her head to look at the sky when she was feeling bored. Then she also saw the wind eagle hovering in the sky. "Sister, there is a big bird over there," Princess Qiu said to the eldest Princess Huiyu beside her, and then suddenly thought of something and became excited. Sister, let's beat it down, bake it and eat it." Facing Princess Qiu's coquettish and begging words, eldest Princess Huiyu nodded lovingly. Generally speaking, as long as it is not something that hurts the royal family's face, Princess Yun is still willing to follow Princess Qiu. Besides, this is just a monster. Since it has been hovering over Xingyu City, it can only be blamed for its bad luck. With the consent of the eldest Princess Huiyu, Princess Qiu immediately turned her head and gave an order to the 7th rank titled Knight Baiqiang behind her. "Hey, Uncle Ba, my sister agrees, so hurry up." Without any hesitation, Baiqiang rose into the air and turned into a beam of light, Zhishan. Zhao Yuanbei had a premonition that something was wrong when Princess Qiu noticed the blizzard eagle, and when Princess Qiu was about to knock down the blizzard eagle, the smile on Zhao Yuanbei's face was extremely stiff. At this moment, he really wanted to open his mouth to stop Princess Qiu's thoughts. However, Zhao Yuanbei knew that he could not do this. Because for the unruly and willful Princess Qiu, blocking her like this would definitely attract disgust. This is definitely unacceptable to Zhao Yuanbei. Moreover, even if Zhao Yuanbei spoke, there was no legitimate reason to stop Princess Qiu from thinking. So Zhao Yuanbei could only smile stiffly, watching the tyrannical spear rise into the air and shoot directly at the blastering wind eagle. Above the sky, the gale sculpture hovering constantly, originally carefully perceived the possible hidden energy gathering points in the manor below. But at this moment, it suddenly felt that it was locked, and its sense of danger increased greatly. Turning his head slightly, he could see a figure shot from the main body. Without any delay, the wind eagle immediately flapped its wings with all its strength, set off a strong wind, and began to flee with all its strength. It has to be said that the wild wind eagle's desire to survive is still very strong. If it is facing a 6th order sky knight at this time, it can still escape by virtue of its own flying speed advantage. It's a pity that the one staring at it is a 7th rank titled knight. Seeing that the blast eagle started to flee, the Baiqiang flying in the air didn't bother to waste time, so he stretched his hand behind him and untied his long spear. "Ask for flowers." Immediately afterwards, the 7th rank titled knight Baiqiang, holding a long spear, volleyed at the wind eagle and stabbed it. This is a simple stabbing with a long spear, without any moves at all. But such an ordinary attack, in the hands of a 7th rank titled knight, looks so extraordinary. A red light shot out from the tip of the spear, crossed the sky in an instant, penetrated the body of the violent wind eagle flapping its wings to escape, and brought out a large cloud of blood mist. Immediately, the wind condor died suddenly in the air. Naturally, the dead gale wind eagle could not continue to flap its wings, but fell straight down. Baiqiang put away his long spear, received the dead wind vulture in the air, and then flew back to the viewing platform with one hand, which was bigger than others. No one was surprised to see Baiqiang bring back the blizzard eagle so quickly, because this is the strength of the 7th rank titled knight. Even, the red light shot from the tip of the spear just now is a symbol of the strength of the 7th rank titled knight, an upgraded version of blood gas release, blood gas in vitro. In the knight's power system, there are obvious differences in the power performance of each stage. From the birth of a knight apprentice to a breakthrough first order knight. From the use of blood energy of 1-3 earth knights to the blood energy of 4-6 sky knights. And then to the final 7 level and above titled knights blood and energy separation. If it is said that the release of blood in the sky knight stage can only allow knights in this stage to inject blood into weapons and increase the means of floating. Then, once the 7th level is broken through, it means that the blood energy can not only be released outside, but also can be separated from the body, that is, after leaving the body for a certain distance, it still maintains the form of blood energy. This means that after reaching the titled knight stage, the knight has a long-range attack method. That's why, at the 1st to 6th levels, the gap between knights and mages is quite obvious, but after breaking through the 7th level, the gap can be greatly reduced. Therefore, everyone was not surprised by the attack of the 7th rank titled knight Baiqiang. Because this is a symbol of the strength of a titled knight. It was the smile on Zhao Yuanbei's face that became even more stiff. 1. Chapter 85. When Baiqiang, the 7th rank titled knight, came back carrying the body of the Blizzard Eagle, Princess Kyo greeted him happily, and everyone praised Baiqiang's powerful strength in unison. Only Zhao Yuanbei, the deputy city lord who used to flatter wildly at this time, really has no intention of flattering. Perhaps for Princess Kyo, she could have a delicious barbecued Feng Feng Dio. But for Zhao Yuanbei, it was another huge loss. Why do you say again? Because not long ago, he lost a 6th level black mage, and he hasn't recovered yet. And now, it was the loss of another extremely cherished 5th order flying monster, and it put a heavy blow in Zhao Yuanbei's heart. Although this 5th order flying monster, the Blast Eagle, is not his Zhao family's monster, according to the employment agreement, once the Blast Eagle suffers an accident, he, Zhao Yuanbei, will have to pay 280. After all, that 5th order Sky Knight is not stupid, and there must be a huge risk in exploring the sky above Xingyu City. You know, there are quite a few 7th order powerhouses sitting in Xingyu City. So before making the move, this 5th order Sky Knight had already discussed with Zhao Yuanbei the issue of compensation in the event of such an accident. On the city wall of Xingyu City, when the Blast Eagle was stabbed to death by a 7th rank titled Knight's Tyrant gun, the 5th rank Sky Knight beside the butler spewed out a big mouthful of blood, and his aura instantly weakened. This is the downside of Warcraft Knight: one prospers all, one loses all. When the monster that signed the contract dies, the knight of the monster will also be seriously injured. After being seriously injured, this 5th level Sky Knight grabbed the hand of the housekeeper beside him with tearing eyes, because he said, "My monster was killed, I want compensation, compensation." Looking at the crazy tier 5 Sky Knight beside him, the housekeeper wanted to take action now and kill him directly, so that not only would he save a sum of compensation, but he could also recover the loss. But the housekeeper knew that he couldn't do that directly. Because this 5th order Sky Knight is different from the previous Black Mage. Black Mages can only hide in the dark, most of them are lonely, and no one cares about them when they die. But this 5th order Sky Knight is different. He has many friends and family members. And there are quite a few people who know that he has taken on the mission of the Zhao family. If the steward or Zhao Yuanbei chooses to kill people to save the loss, it will be tantamount to completely overdrawing the reputation of the Zhao family. In this way, no one would dare to cooperate with the Zhao family or accept employment from the Zhao family in the future. Although secretly, the Zhao family doesn't care about this kind of thing, but on the surface, such a reputation is indispensable. Therefore, the steward knew very well that the Zhao family would not only compensate, but also make the compensation beautifully, showing the demeanor of a big family. So the steward immediately appeased the 5th order Sky Knight and repeatedly assured that the Zhao family would compensate him for the loss. The death of the Kuangfeng Dio not only caused Zhao Yuanbei to lose a large sum of money, but also made the plan of a group of them enter an unfavorable situation at the beginning. In the evening, a group of people came to the Vice City Lord's mansion again and began to discuss plans. At this time, some people are already retreating. But how can Zhao Yuanbei, who has suffered the most at present, let this plan abort? Otherwise, his loss is not just a loss in vain. Everyone, we have no way out. Zhao Yuanbei began to convince everyone, I believe that the 6th level Sky Knights and 6th level Archmages you have contacted are all ready. If we give up at this time, it will be tantamount to paying a large amount of resources for nothing. Besides, although the Galewind Eagle died, he has also investigated the situation in the manner. Our chances of winning have greatly increased. Zhao Yuanbei's words of emotion and reason restored the confidence in the plan to a group of people who had retreated. Of course, it is impossible for them to believe what Zhao Yuanbei said about the investigation. What really makes them unable to give up are those 6th order powerhouses who have already contacted each other. For these 6th level people, the behavior of doing things first and paying later is not popular. That is to pay most of the resources first, and only pay the remaining small part after the completion. In other words, they have actually paid a large amount of resources, and if they give up at this time, it is impossible to get those resources back. So they also know that they and others can only bite the bullet and continue to implement this attack plan. After confirming that the plan will continue to be implemented, they jointly determined the time for the implementation of the plan. Tomorrow night. The reason why I chose this time is because tomorrow is the last day of the exchange meeting between the Royal Family Exchange Group and the Star Moon Knight Academy. The night of this day is also the most relaxing time for the guards and the Mage Association in the city. Because in order to maintain the normal progress of the exchange meeting, they have put in a lot of energy. And once the exchange meeting is over, it will inevitably relax. When Zhao Yuanbei and the others determined the time to launch the attack plan, they were inside Wang Zibin's manor. Violent Bear Volibear, surprisingly, didn't lie on the chair, but tensed up, standing at the door of Wang Zibin's room. It is guarding Wang Zibin, and this completely different guarding posture means that Wang Zibin is in the room, doing extremely important things. That's right, Wang Zibin is breaking through. After several months of accumulation, plus the pressure brought by Princess Qiu, Wang Zibin finally met the conditions for breakthrough now, that is to say, his mana value and physical strength have reached the peak of Tier 4 respectively. Increasing with each passing day under the circumstances, Wang Zibin successfully broke through to the 5th Order Archmage. Accumulate over time and heaven rewards those who work hard. After Wang Zibin broke through the 5th level Archmage, he broke through the 5th level Sky Knight one after another. At this moment, Wang Zibin officially has the strength of a 5th tier Archmage and a 5th tier Sky Knight. The current strength is a reward for Wang Zibin's painstaking practice for several months without wasting any time. In the room, Wang Zibin felt the powerful power in his body, and suddenly thought of Karma in Baxing 4.8 City. Karma, you may not have imagined that I, who was forced by you to escape from White Star City, now have the same strength as you. While Wang Zibin was thinking this way, he recalled Karma's appearance in his mind. To be honest, Karma's figure is really good, but her face is a pity. Shaking his head, Wang Zibin threw some strange thoughts out of his mind, and turned his head to look in a certain direction, which was the direction of White Star City beyond the Xingyu Mountains. If there is a chance, Wang Zibin thinks that he should go to Baxing City, stand in front of Karma, and then say to her with a smile, Karma, long time no see. Look at me now, how much do I look like before? At that time, Wang Zibin, who first arrived in Baxing City, was not even a knight, but now, he has the strength of a 5th order Sky Knight who looks it. Karma. Chapter 86. After thinking of Karma and White Star City, Wang Zibin inevitably thought of Besk Island. It has been more than a year since Wang Zibin left from Besk Island. Deep in Wang Zibin's memory, he has never forgotten, at the age of 18, he left his hometown. For Besk Island, Wang Zibin will definitely go back. He will never forget that the tower owner of the current tower who may have taken a fancy to his handsome appearance. Even though Wang Zibin has never met the tower owner, it does not prevent the white-haired old mage from saying the words deeply in Wang Zibin's mind after using the spiritual suggestion spell on Wang Zibin, you are handsome, he likes it very much. Every time Wang Zibin will use this sentence to spur himself, when I go back, I will use a mace to let you know what it means to like. Snort. Thinking of this, Wang Zibin snorted coldly, still brooding. However, Wang Zibin, who is only at the strength of a 5th order Archmage now, knows that his own strength is not enough on Besk Island. So after a little Chong 12 thinking about the picture of himself returning home, Wang Zibin used this goal to spur himself. Wang Zibin, who was spurred, quickly calmed down the excitement of breaking through the 5th level, and then continued to practice hard. If other people broke through to the 5th level, not to mention wishing the whole world knew about it, but they would definitely celebrate it. Absolutely not like Wang Zibin, who will continue to practice hard as soon as he breaks through. It is not difficult to see that Wang Zibin can have the current strength, and his penance is inseparable. If you want to show your holiness in front of others, you must suffer first. Outside the room, Wang Zibin's breakthrough breath was first sensed, then Wang Zibin's unpleasant snort was heard, and then the daily penance practice resumed. The violent bear Volibear, who said he couldn't understand it at all, scratched his head and stopped thinking about it, but showed a happy smile, trying to break through. The day when I break the rank is getting closer and closer. Via Wang Zibin's fleeting aura when he broke through, Violent Bear knew that Wang Zibin had already broken through the 5th level. Even at this moment, Violent Bear wanted to find Wang Zibin, trying to get him to help him break through the 5th order limit. However, Violent Bear's sanity organized it. Because although it thinks that Wang Zibin is very powerful, it is not so powerful that it can help it at the same level to break through the original limit. In Violent Bear's heart, when Wang Zibin is at the 6th level, he can try to help him break through. Even Violent Bear has made long-term plans. If the 6th level is not enough, then the 7th level. Anyway, in terms of the lifespan of a 5th order Violent Bear monster, it is completely affordable. And more importantly, Storm Bear Volibear has witnessed Wang Zibin's growth rate with his own eyes, so he believes that this time will not be too long. After Wang Zibin broke through, Volibear the Storm Bear suppressed his excitement, left the door, and lay down on the chair again. Violent Bear rested his head on his palms, looked at the sky, and started thinking wildly. At a certain moment, it thought of the wind eagle that was killed during the day, and sighed secretly, "Unfortunately, my extra meal was eaten by others." In the Deputy City Lord's mansion, Zhao Yuanbei looked at the steward bringing a piece of roasted meat carved by the wind, with an extremely strange expression. A smile is not a smile, a cry is not a cry. But one thing is worthy of recognition, Zhao Yuanbei at this time is very painful. Even though he knew perfectly well that this piece of roasted meat was specially given to him by Princess Qiyu for seeing his good performance. Otherwise, it would be impossible for Zhao Yuanbei to eat it. But if there is a choice, Zhao Yuanbei doesn't want to eat at all, and he doesn't even want to see him. Because every piece of meat on the Kuangfeng carving was bought from the resources of his Zhao family. Others think of people when they see things, but Zhao Yuanbei is sad when he sees things. In the end, Zhao Yuanbei still ate the meat of the Kuangfeng Dio with tears in his eyes. It would be a shame if you don't eat it. This is the most expensive piece of meat that Zhao Yuanbei has ever eaten in his life. Star Moon Night Academy. Today is the last day of the exchange meeting. Whether it is the members of the Royal Exchange Group or the students of the Night Academy, they are all very happy. For the members of the Royal Family Exchange Group, this means that the boring crushing is finally coming to an end. For the people of the Night Academy, the days of being hanged and beaten are coming to an end. From daytime to afternoon, all the communication meeting procedures were completed item by item. In the end, eldest Princess Wu and City Lord Haiguang of Xingye City gave speeches respectively, officially announcing the complete success of the exchange meeting. However, the end of the 10-day exchange meeting did not mean that the Royal Family Exchange Group would just go home. You must know that the Royal Family Exchange Group is supposed to be an exchange on the surface, but in fact they came with the mission of patrolling. Therefore, even if the exchange meeting is over, the Royal Exchange Group will not go back immediately, but will continue to stay in the sky. During this half-month, it was time for members of the royal family to patrol the city secretly. Maybe by the way, I will also do some personal things of my own. Anyway, for the Royal Family Exchange Group, it is a rare free time. After the exchange meeting, Black Light, the owner of Xingye City, represented Xingye City and invited the entire Royal Family Exchange Group to hold a grand dinner. At the dinner party, the owner had a great time. The Deputy City Lord, Zhao Yuanbei, was talking and laughing happily while waiting for the attack to proceed. At this time, Zhao Yuanbei had already mobilized most of the guards in the city in the name of this dinner to maintain the dinner. As for the area of Wang Zibin's manor, there was no one left by Zhao Yuanbei. 253 When the dinner draws to a close, storm the plan and start executing it. Outside Wang Zibin's manor, a 6th order black mage invited by Zhao Yuanbei from other places at a great price began to sing. With the end of the chanting time, the 6th level black mage faced the manor and released a 6th level large-scale dark spell, Dark Sky. Dark Sky Curtain, a 6th order large-scale sealing spell, can seal off a certain area and prevent the movement in this area from being perceived by the outside world. It is more effective in the dark night. A large black shadow spread from behind the 6th level black mage towards the manor. Moreover, this black shadow is still in the process of spreading, getting bigger and bigger, covering the entire manor in the blink of an eye. At the moment when the dark sky formed, there was no light in Wang Zibin's manor. If we could still have some light and see something just now. So now, you really can't see your fingers. Of course, that is for ordinary people. For Wang Zibin, or Volibear the bear, it's still visible. But both Wang Zibin and Violent Bear have already sensed that something is wrong. Especially Wang Zibin, who is a mage, walked out of the room, stood beside the Violent Bear Volibear, and looked up at the dark sky above the manor that merged with the night. Chapter 87. Although Wang Zibin couldn't cast normal spells because he couldn't build magic runes. But he has never eaten pork, has he not seen a pig run? As a black mage, Wang Zibin still has an understanding of the black mage's signature spell Dark Sky. Because the black mage likes to use such spells when doing things, to isolate the perception of the outside world, and to facilitate the killing and arson. Therefore, after confirming that the manor was shrouded in darkness, Wang Zibin smiled. Who is this short-sighted colleague who is going to die? He is also a black mage, but he will never show mercy to his colleagues. On the contrary, in order to reduce competition, they often kill them. Wang Zibin stood quietly on the spot and did not take the initiative to attack, because he knew that when the dark sky came out, those who wanted to touch him would naturally come to him. Not long after, several figures appeared beside Wang Zibin from different directions one after another. Judging from their posture, they even deliberately surrounded Wang Zibin in order to prevent Wang Zibin from escaping. Not only that, after they appeared, a 6th-level grey mage wearing a grey mage robe reminded, "Be careful, everyone, the target will use space spells. In order to prevent him from escaping, we must interrupt his space spell. And he has a large spell that can be cast instantly, be careful." Upon hearing this, Wang Zibin knew that this group of people had deliberately investigated his bottom line, and they knew every day about the methods he had revealed. But they couldn't possibly know that what Wang Zibin showed was just the tip of the iceberg. Subconsciously, Wang Zibin wanted to try the effect of ice and snow with the power of a 5th-level archmage. According to Wang Zibin's estimation, the group of people in Shun Miao is easy. The fact that it will still empty out the mana in Wang Zibin's body is a problem. Unlike Oswald and even the 7th-level Magister North, ice and snow is just a 6th-level strongest ice spell that is second only to the forbidden spell. Wang Zibin's ice and snow is actually a real forbidden spell. However, because of the characteristics of Wang Zibin's use of spells, he has greatly reduced the requirements for using them, and can exert a little effect of ice and snow. However, every time he uses this kind of spell that exceeds the level, the mana in Wang Zibin's body will be completely drained, and he will not be able to control it at all. Therefore, even if Wang Zibin reaches the 5th level, once he uses ice and snow, such problems will still occur. Of course, the power of the ice and snow land released by the 5th level strength will definitely be even more exaggerated. But this is where Wang Zibin hesitated, releasing ice and snow in his own home, isn't this killing 1,000 enemies and damaging himself by 800? So Wang Zibin had to give up the idea. Only at this time did Wang Zibin realize how inconvenient it is to fight in his own manner, and his hands are extremely tied up. If he wanted a group of 6th-level enemies like instant second, Wang Zibin would definitely need to release uncontrollable large-scale spells. But it affects others. Therefore, Wang Zibin knew that he could not release such a spell. And in the case of not being able to split seconds, it means that the battle time will be extended. This is also difficult for Wang Zibin to accept. Fortunately, Wang Zibin thought of the violent bear Volibear beside him. Isn't this a good coolie? Today, Wang Zibin wanted to try the fighting method of Luke Mage team. Do it! While Wang Zibin was thinking, a group of people surrounding Wang Zibin had already taken the lead. There are 5 people in this group. A 6th-level Black Mage, a 6th-level Grey Mage, and 3 6th-level Sky Knights. The Grey Mage and the Black Mage took the lead, and the 2 restricted spells hit Wang Zibin. The 3 6th-level Sky Knights didn't think about getting close to Wang Zibin, but took out a steel cable from behind as predetermined. 3 steel cables flew towards Wang Zibin at the same time. Obviously, in order to guard against Wang Zibin's ice and snow, they deliberately chose the long-range attack fighting method. The moment they started, Wang Zibin also reacted and shouted, "Come on, Volibear!" Although the violent bear Volibear wondered why he was fighting as a coolie again, he obediently carried out Wang Zibin's order, and rushed towards the nearest Sky Knight this time. Wang Zibin had no intention of letting Volibear the bear fight alone. Even if Wang Zibin knew, Violent Bear could indeed get rid of these 5 people. But Wang Zibin can't exploit it so black-heartedly, let one play 5. This kind of exploitation, even the capitalists will cry when they see it. It is equivalent to one person doing the work of 5 people. When he was talking about letting the Violent Bear attack, Wang Zibin had already moved his hand. I saw Wang Zibin's naturally hanging hands suddenly raised towards the 2 Sky Knights, and released 2 spells at the same time, lightning strikes. Thunder from the ground, the spell of thunder and lightning rising from the ground. At the beginning, Wang Zibin was in the forest outside Beixing City. He used this spell to electrocute a Tier 3 Earth Knight to death. At that time, Wang Zibin was only as strong as a 3rd-level mage, and he could instantly match a knight of the same level. Now, with the strength of a 5th-level archmage, he must not expect a 6th-level Sky Knight to release lightning from the ground in the face of a 6th-level Sky Knight. All Wang Zibin wanted was the effect of thunder. The moment thunder from the ground was released, 2 thick thunderbolts suddenly rose from the ground where the 2 Sky Knights were standing, breaking through their blood energy defenses and penetrating into their bodies. Zi la la, accompanied by the flash of thunder and lightning, and amidst the sound of electric current, the bodies of these 2 sixth-order Sky Knights violently shook uncontrollably, seriously, and moved. Naturally, the violent bear Volibear couldn't have missed such a good opportunity, pounced in front of the 2, and slapped them twice in a row, smashing their heads. In just 1 second, the 5 sixth-order powerhouses surrounding Wang Zibin and Violent Bear were jointly defeated by Wang Zibin and Violent Bear, and the 2 of them fell in seconds. What? A thunder spell rising from the ground. Shocked and unbelievable, this is the current state of 2 sixth-order archmages, 1 black and 1 grey, they exclaimed and were shocked by Wang Zibin's lightning thunder. Among spells, thunder spells are the second most difficult spells after space spells. Corresponding to its difficulty is the power of lightning spells and the speed at which it is difficult to dodge after being released. For knights below the 7th level, lightning spells are definitely the type of spells they are least willing to face. Because even if you see it and realize it, you may not be able to avoid it. Chapter 88. Originally, due to the characteristics of speed, lightning spells have become spells that knights below the 7th rank are unwilling to face. But at least the thunder released by the thunder spells fell from the air, and it could still be seen and resisted. And now what do they see? Thunder coming from the ground. Gambling on the mage identities of 2 6th-level great mages, such lightning spells, let alone seeing them, are unheard of. However, the 2 6th-order archmages couldn't care less about being shocked anymore, because the 2 6th-order Sky Knights who had their heads smashed told them at the price of death, in front of Wang Zibin and the violent bear Volibear, they are invincible existences. Escaping to save their lives is what they should do now. So after making a shocking sound, the 2 6th-order archmages, 1 black and 1 grey, turned around and ran away immediately. And the last remaining 6th-level Sky Knight turned around and ran wildly as if the solace of his feet were oiled. If a person faces Wang Zibin, he must know that running away is the worst strategy, because he cannot escape. But now the 3 of them face Wang Zibin, which gives them the possibility of escaping. After all, there is a saying that is good, as long as you run faster than your teammates, you can survive. At this time, the 3 of them thought so in their hearts, and begged their grandpa to tell their grandma, hoping that Wang Zibin would not stare at him and choose his teammates first. Every second they delay, the more likely they are to get out. And at this moment, they were still angrily cursing the person who made them come here. Damn it, Wang Zibin is so strong, how can that 5th-order monster bear be so strong? The heads of the 2 6th-order Sky Knights were shattered right in front of them like watermelons. Is this FGA Tier 5 Warcraft? At the same time, as the Black Mage who released the Dark Sky, he is removing his own spell, the Dark Sky. If it is said that before, this 6th-level Black Mage still hoped that his Dark Sky would cover the manor more tightly and better. So now, no one is more eager than him to expose everything in the manor. In this way, although it will attract the attention of the Master Association. However, rather than being killed, this Black Mage wanted to be caught and tortured by the Mage Association. That's right, the Black Mage has never expected so much, let the people of the Mage Association catch him and torture him. As the saying goes, it is better to live than to die, and the Black Mage said that he really wants to live. To be honest, if the 6th-order Black Mage hadn't felt the familiar aura of the same kind from the moment Wang Zibin shot, he would have knelt down to Wang Zibin and begged for mercy. After confirming that Wang Zibin was a Black Mage just like him, he knew that it was useless to kneel down and beg for mercy. Black Mage, never show mercy to the enemy. At this moment, the Black Mage was running. The Grey Mage was running. The last 6th-order Sky Knight also wanted to escape. Facing the 3 people fleeing in 3 directions, Wang Zibin smiled slightly and raised his hands again. Thunder strikes. The last 6th-level Sky Knight was hit by the thick thunder from the ground. This time, thunder did not achieve such good results. Because this knight was already prepared, he poured a lot of blood into his feet. The thunder collided with the blood energy, cancelling each other out. After all, thunder still failed to break through the defense of the huge blood energy of the 6th-level Sky Knight, and dissipated into the air. But because the blood was used to counteract the thunder, the knight's speed inevitably slowed down, and then Volibear caught up with the violent bear and slapped him. It is worth mentioning that Volibear, the violent bear at this time, has already transformed into a super large violent bear. Originally, the violent bear was not going to transform, but the three of them escaped in three directions at the same time. In order to maximize the efficiency of killing and chasing, the violent bear can only transform. The violent bear who has traveled so far, of course knows what it means to leave no trouble behind. Before the transformation, the slap of the violent bear Volibear might only shatter his head, but after the transformation, his slap instantly slapped the last 6th Order Sky Knight into a bloody mud. As for Wang Zibin's other lightning thunder, the target is the fastest running Black Mage. Even if this Black Mage was already very cautious, he ran the fastest. But as everyone knows, it is because he runs fast that Wang Zibin can't let him run out. Moreover, although the defensive spells on the Black Mage's body were no longer weak, they were still invaded by the thunder. Even if it is only a little bit weak, but for the Mage's weak body strength, it is comparable to the electric shock of a normal person. Immediately, the body of the Black Mage was shaken by the electricity, and he fell down on the ground uncontrollably. On the other side, the transformed violent bear Volibear, after killing the 6th level Sky Knight, caught up with the Grey Mage and slapped him to death. Then the violent bear came to the side of the Black Mage who fell on the ground, and pressed down with a slap. Bear comes to God's palm. This is the move that Wang Zibin prepared in his mind, because after the bear slapped, a huge paw print appeared on the ground. Within a few seconds, the 5 6th rank powerhouses who came to trouble Wang Zibin died in the manner. At this time, the dark sky that was cancelled by the Black Mage completely dissipated. After feeling the bright light around him, before Wang Zibin expressed his thoughts, Marcus rushed out of the room in a hurry. Just when the violent bear made its final palm, because the dark sky happened to dissipate, there was still a little sound. Marcus was startled by such a voice. Hey? This? Marcus, who rushed out, looked at the oversized bear and opened his mouth wide. It wasn't until the violent bear released its transformation and returned to its normal size that Marcus came back to his senses. Fortunately, after this period of training, Marcus has become very receptive to such things. Obviously, when he didn't know anything, someone sneaked into the manor again, and was shot to death by Wang Zibin and Violent Bear. No need for Wang Zibin to say much. After accepting the reality, Marcus intuitively began to clean up the battlefield. In fact, it is to dig a hole to bury blood, mud, corpses, and so on, and use it as fertilizer to moisten the land. Anyway, this manor is not small enough to bury it. After Wang Zibin returned to the room and Volibear the bear lay back on the chair, Marcus dug the ground and buried them all by himself. And the Black Mage lying in the bear paw print, after all, did not wait for the torture of the Mage Association. This night, for the entire Xingye city, was still a peaceful night. It was the group of people gathered in the Deputy City Lord's mansion, waiting hard for a result until dawn. Chapter 89. The sky was getting brighter, and outside Wang Zibin's manor, the hearts of those who were watching slowly sank to the bottom of the valley as the sky brightened. When the guards in the city, which had disappeared all night, began to patrol normally, these stalkers realized that the result they wanted to see was impossible to see. Deputy City Lord's mansion, Zhao Family Hall. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei and that group of people waited all night. It can be said that they did not sleep all night. Zhao Yuanbei also joined them after the dinner party, showing the appearance of waiting for the result together. Watching the sky light up, they knew that the result of the attack plan was about to come out. Even at this time, they all understand in their hearts that there has been no result for so long, which has already explained something. However, before the real results come out, they still have a glimmer of hope in their hearts. However, when the steward rushed in a hurry, he loudly reported the result of the stalking in front of everyone. This glimmer of hope is shattered. Silence, silence, endless silence. Breathing, more and more heavy breathing, expressed the degree of their heartache at the moment. It is no exaggeration to say that in order to dispatch these 5 6th order powerhouses, they paid a very high price. Not only that, the loss of these 6th order powerhouses is a big blow to their dark side business. Zhao Yuanbei, who was on the main seat, was also silent, with a gloomy face. Of course, he pretended this, and he had expected such a result long ago. Even at this time, Zhao Yuanbei was secretly happy. After this wave of weakening, they returned to the same level. No, to be precise, it was Zhao Yuanbei who had a relationship with Princess Qiu, who had a greater advantage. After a long silence, no one spoke, and then they left in silence. Watching these people leave one by one, Zhao Yuanbei knew, they must have a lot of people who suspect that they fell in love with him, which is inevitable. Because this plan was spoken out by him, and he strongly promoted it. Even if they don't have any evidence, they will find Zhao Yunbei to take the blame for this huge loss. As for Wang Zibin, they were indeed resentful, but they didn't dare to provoke him at all. At least compared to Wang Zibin, who has not figured out the details so far, they still have confidence in Zhao Yunbei. Therefore, they will definitely suspect Zhao Yunbei and make moves afterwards. But, so what? Since Zhao Yunbei dared to plot against them, he was naturally ready. That's right, it's Princess Qiu. Now that the exchange meeting has ended, it means that Princess Qiu no longer has to stay in the Star Moon Night Academy, but can move about freely. This also gave Zhao Yunbei more opportunities, such as the relationship with Princess Qiu. According to the current degree of Princess Qiu's affection for Zhao Yunbei only needs to do one more thing that makes Princess Qiu happy, then Zhao Yunbei's position will be completely stabilized. At that time, Zhao Yunbei will not be afraid of this group of people at all. Not only is he not afraid, he will also embezzle their property when the strength of this group of people is damaged. This is Zhao Yunbei's complete plan. Even if the time permits, Zhao Yunbei will still try to attack the position of the city lord. On the first day after the exchange meeting, Zhao Yunbei, who hadn't rested all night, left the deputy city lord's mansion straight away to entertain Princess Qiu, relying on the powerful body of the 6th level Sky Knight. When Zhao Yunbei was taking Princess Qiu to eat, drink and have fun in Xingyu City, Princess Hu stayed alone in the room on the golden spaceship parked by Xingyu Knight Academy. At this time, Princess Hu did not go out to play like the rest of the Royal Exchange group, but meditated on a simple map on the table, Treasures of the Dwarven Kingdom. Will it be real this time? Treasure of the Dwarven Kingdom, the oldest and most famous treasure handed down from the human empire. According to legend, 10,000 years ago, the Dwarf Kingdom, which was once famous for its forging technology on the mainland, disappeared with the division of the Elf Kingdom, leaving behind a treasure. Inside the treasure, there are artifacts that the Dwarf Kingdom once forged for the magic of the elves that unified the continent, as well as the treasures accumulated by the entire Dwarf Kingdom for thousands of years. This is a treasure that anyone dreams of, even the emperors of the 3 major human empires. But since ancient times, no one has ever found the real treasure. On the contrary, there are various maps of the treasures of the Dwarf Kingdom, just like the map in front of Princess Hu. If that's all, then that's all, no one will care about the treasures of the Dwarf Kingdom, after all, no real ones have ever been found. Asking for flowers. It's just that these treasure maps that have been handed down, someone really found something, and there are quite a few. All they found were powerful weapons or armor forged by the dwarves. It is the stimulation of these things that makes the treasures of the Dwarf Kingdom last for a long time, and is passed on by word of mouth and talked about with great interest. In fact, regarding this treasure map of the Dwarf Kingdom, Princess Hui Yueming knew that it was unlikely to be true, but she was still looking forward to it. What if it is true? If Princess Hui really finds the treasure of the Dwarf Kingdom, then at least she can get the status of a female prince. A female prince, that is one of the few existences in the thousands of years of the Yuanyu Empire's history. 0 Even, if there really exists in this treasure the artifact originally created for the mythia of the elves, the position of the emperor would not be so far away. Therefore, Princess Hu, like all treasure hunters in history, is looking forward to this eventuality. That's why eldest Princess Hu was so accommodating to Princess Qiu, except for some principled issues, she chose to meet Princess Qiu's needs. It was because she was afraid that something unexpected would happen to Princess Qiu, and something unexpected would happen. Fortunately, these days, apart from Wang Zibin's side, which gave her a little headache, Princess Qiu's other actions are still within the acceptable range. Now that the exchange meeting is over, Princess Hu is finally ready to put treasure hunting into practice. In fact, during these days of the exchange meeting, eldest Princess Hu had already compared the maps around Xingyu City with this treasure map. After multiple confirmations, Princess Hu has already locked down the location of the treasure. However, even if it is a locked area, it is still a large area. Princess Hu needs to explore slowly. As for the stupidity of mobilizing a lot of manpower to find it, it is naturally not within the scope of eldest Princess Hu's consideration. After all, the real treasure of the Dwarf Kingdom is enough to make people treason. Of course it is impossible for Princess Hu to let others know. On this day, Princess Hu spent time making a more complete treasure hunting plan. No. Chapter 90. The second day after the exchange meeting. Eldest Princess Hu finally disembarked from the golden spaceship, walked out of the Xingyu Knight Academy, and began to walk around the Xingyu City. Even though eldest Princess Hu seemed aimless, everyone knew that she was secretly patrolling Xingyu City on behalf of the royal family. Princess Qiu continued to play happily under Zhao Yuanbei's guidance. Because of the separation of the two princesses, one person followed the other for the accompanying offerings. Following behind Princess Qiu was the 7th rank LV Knight Spear. Following behind Princess Hu is the 7th rank Magister, Nuasi. When the two princesses were walking around in Xingyu City, those who wanted to gain a relationship would always do all sorts of tricks to win the favor of the princesses. As for Wang Zibin, he stayed in the manor as always, shutting himself out. Not only was 877 the first day of the exchange meeting, Gu Jin and Oswald came to the door to advise Wang Zibin not to go out, in case he ran into Princess Qiu. There is also Wang Zibin who is facing a problem and doesn't have the mind to do it. The question before Wang Zibin was, what kind of cultivation assisting spells should be loaded in his new innate spell slot? After breaking through to the 5th level Mage, he obtained a new talent spell slot. This spell slot is an auxiliary weapon for Wang Zibin's daily practice, so he must be cautious. According to the past, Wang Zibin had already prepared spells for it. But this time, Wang Zifu was not ready. The pressure from Princess Qiu, and the pressure from the many 7th order powerhouses in Xingyu City made him focus on self-cultivation without distraction, and only wanted to break through the 5th order as quickly as possible. So Wang Zibin, who broke through the 5th level now, and the 6th level is still a long time, let Wang Zibin start to choose spells for his talent spell slot. In the room, Wang Zibin, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed, finally made a decision after 2 days of thinking. Daily Changes is the new spell loaded by Wang Zibin. The idiom, changing with each passing day, means that development and progress are extremely fast, and new things and new atmospheres are constantly appearing. Spells changing with each passing day, it is updated every day and changes every month. The daily changes loaded by Wang Zibin is for the night's practice. Under the effect of daily changes, the mana in Wang Zibin's body is consumed to continuously strengthen his body. As for why Wang Zibin put daily changes on the practice of nights, it is because mages don't need it. Because of the existence of thousands of miles in a day. As Wang Zibin broke through to the 5th order Sky Knight, his physical body was greatly enhanced, which greatly improved the mana value of Wang Zibin's stamina. In other words, the previous Wang Zibin never fully unlocked all the abilities of thousands of miles in a day. Now because of the enhancement of physique, 1,000 miles in a day has a greater manifestation. In fact, as early as when Wang Zibin kept getting stronger at the 4th level, he already had a body shape, but because he only got a little stronger every day, Wang Zibin ignored it. Now it is the big breakthrough from the 4th to 5th order, which makes Wang Zibin have an unusually clear feeling. In short, with thousands of miles in a day, Tian Zibin doesn't need to worry about the practice of spells. What is placed before Wang Zibin is to make the body stronger, so that the mage can practice faster. Up to now, Wang Zibin's growth path has become extremely clear. The mage's practice promotes physical enhancement, and the physical enhancement in turn promotes the mage's practice. Complement each other and make progress together. That's why, with the most basic resources of the Knight's secret medicine, it took Wang Zibin just over a year to reach the double 5th level achievement. Of course, Wang Zibin's hard work is also a core element. Kong has talent, and if he doesn't work hard, Wang Zibin's growth rate will definitely not be as fast as it is now. God rewards hard work. On this day, Wang Zibin equipped his 5th innate spell slot with daily changes, which accelerated the cultivation of night power. Then live a life of asceticism. Princess Qiu visited many places and was very happy. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei is advancing his plan step by step. Eldest Princess Hu has completed a basic tour of Xingyu City, and if she returns to the imperial capital, she can at least meet her duties. Everyone has a different life, and also has different choices, which will eventually lead to different results. The 3rd day of the exchange meeting. There was no change in Xingyu City, it was very peaceful. But those who suffered losses have already started plotting against Zhao Yuanbei. It's just because Zhao Yuanbei was with Princess Qiu, they didn't dare to do anything wrong. But they can wait until the day when the Royal Exchange Group leaves. They didn't believe it. Could it be that Zhao Yuanbei could still go with the Royal Exchange Group? The 4th day of the exchange meeting. After 2 days of patrolling, Princess Hu had a good idea of the situation in Xingyu City, and the situation that the royal family did not want to see did not appear. In this way, she will be able to do business completely. So on the 4th day, Princess Hu did not go on a tour, but walked out of Xingyu City with the 7th level Magister Nuasi and headed for Xingyu mountain range. It is also euphemistically called, to investigate the situation in the monsters in the Xingyu mountains, whether there are abnormalities, etc. As for why he brought the 7th level Magister Nuasi, it was because the eldest Princess Nuasi couldn't get rid of him at all. As accompanying offerings, as long as the royal family members act alone, they must follow, just to ensure safety. It may also need to add the role of surveillance. After all, the two princesses are away, and the royal family is still worried that the princess will be cheated away. Although the possibility is extremely low, it must be guarded against. If the princess is cheated, it will undoubtedly shame the entire royal family. Therefore, the role of surveillance must still be carried on. Even the accompanying priests have the right to be taken away forcibly. That is to say, when the safety of the princesses is threatened, or when something is about to be cheated away, then the accompanying priests have the 4.9 right to refuse the orders of the princesses and force them to be taken back to the imperial capital. So even if Princess Huiyu didn't want to bring the 7th level Magister Nuasi with her, she couldn't do it at all. In fact, female members of the royal family are still subject to relatively large restrictions outside. At least this kind of surveillance such as accompanying offerings cannot be avoided. But even if the eldest Princess Huiyu brought the 7th level Magister Nuasi with her, it didn't mean she couldn't help it. Let the 7th level Magister Nuasi control the overall situation in the air, and the eldest Princess Huiyu investigates on the ground. Anyway, North only needs to ensure the safety of Princess Huiyu and prevent her from having a tryst with a man. Therefore, Nuasi has no reason or necessity to refuse the request made by the eldest Princess Huiyu. So the 7th level magician Nuasi was flying in the air, and the eldest Princess Huiyu continued to investigate according to the range she locked. Chapter 91. The eldest Princess Huiyu, who was investigating on the ground, moved very quickly, constantly eliminating unsuitable places and narrowing the scope. Of course, sometimes the eldest Princess Huiyu is also difficult to judge, after all, memory is fuzzy. At this time, Princess Huiyu would carry the 7th level Magister Nuasi on her back, stretch her hands to her towering parts, and take out a map from it to start comparison. As for why it is this place, it can be seen from the 7th level Magister North consciously avoiding his eyes. Women who are good at using their own advantages are actually really powerful. One day passed peacefully like this. The eldest Princess Huiyu who returned to Xingyu City still had a lot to gain. Not only does it mean that she has narrowed down the scope of the Dwarf Kingdom's treasures, but it also refers to a 5th order monster floating behind her. It was a 5th level magical beast with no eyes. It set its sights on the eldest Princess Huiyu, and was killed by a spell from the 7th level Magister North. Then, it was brought back by eldest Princess Huiyu for extra meal for the Royal Exchange Group. And the reason why this monster floated behind Princess Huiyu was because of the levitation technique of the 7th level Magister Nuasi. After all, it is impossible for Princess Huiyu to hold it by herself, and it is impossible for Nuasi to hold it. Levitation is 12 a very good convenience spell. A few days passed in a flash. Princess Huiyu goes in and out of the Xingyu mountains every day, doing investigation work just like clocking in for work. The harvest is the ever-shrinking range, as well as the magical beasts brought back with meals every day. But Princess Huiyu became more and more boring, because she had played all the fun things in Xingyu City. This also made it more and more difficult for Deputy City Lord Zhao Yunbei to make Princess Huiyu happy. Originally, this was a question that would make Zhao Yunbei very distressed, but in fact, instead of being distressed, Zhao Yunbei was very happy. As soon as Princess Huiyu is completely bored, it's time for my plan to be implemented. Zhao Yunbei thought to himself. Gujin and Oswald paid close attention to Princess Huiyu's movements every day, and the peace for several days in a row made them feel relieved gradually. If Princess Huiyu also eats, drinks and has fun every day in the following time, then the Royal Family Exchange Group will leave soon. If Princess Huiyu doesn't meet Wang Zibin, if she doesn't trouble Wang Zibin, conflicts and the like will eventually be forgotten with time. In this way, at least many people in Xingyu City will breathe a sigh of relief. But Zhao Yunbei, who was in charge of entertaining Princess Huiyu, would definitely not let this kind of thing happen. Therefore, on the day when there were dark clouds over Xingyu City and it was raining lightly, the incident that broke the peace finally happened. On this day, there were only 3 days left before the Royal Family Exchange Group. Early in the morning, the sky began to rain. Eldest Princess Huiyu was very dedicated, and was preparing to go to the Xingyu Mountains with an extremely excited mood. It turned out that after these days of investigation, Princess Huiyu finally narrowed down to the final scope yesterday. It can be said that as long as the treasure really exists, Princess Huiyu will be able to get it today. That's why Princess Kaguya was so excited. Even if the weather is bad today and it is raining lightly, it will not affect eldest Princess Huiyu in any way. But Princess Qiu is different, although light rain will not hinder her as a fourth-order Sky Knight, but it will have a great impact on her mood. Originally, Princess Qiu felt more and more bored, but now it was raining lightly, which made her feel even more bored. So much so that in the early morning, she exposed her willfulness and yelled at the people who made her uncomfortable. Seeing Princess Qiu like this, the eldest Princess Huiyu, who was excitedly about to go out, stopped, just like her premonition that there will be a harvest today. She also feels that Qiong Lam is bound to create some troubles. For the face of the royal family, eldest Princess Huiyu thought about it, and felt that in the entire Xingyu city, only Wang Zibin would have problems. Therefore, eldest Princess Huiyu solemnly confessed to Princess Qiu, Xiaoqi, we represent the imperial family. You must not harm the 6th order archmage who has conflicts with you, otherwise the royal family's reputation will be damaged. Also, if you go out today, just don't cause trouble and protect yourself. Of course the weather is bad today, if you don't go out, it will be even better. After the eldest Princess Huiyu finished speaking to Princess Qiu, she even took a special look at the 7th rank titled Knight Ba Qiang. She believed that Ba Qiang would understand what she meant. When it comes to ensuring Wang Zibin's personal safety, her eldest princess position is extremely firm. Not for myself, but for the face of the royal family. Seeing the back of the eldest Princess Huiyu stepping off the spaceship, the princess became even more irritable. The current Princess Qiu is obviously in a rebellious period. She didn't want to go out at first, but after eldest Princess Huiyu said this, she decided to go out by herself. So not long after the eldest Princess Huiyu took the 7th level Magister Nuasi out, Princess Qiu also went out with the 7th level titled Knight Ba Qiang. As soon as Princess Qiu moved, the deputy city lord Zhao Yuanbei naturally followed up immediately. When Zhao Yuanbei saw the obvious bored expression on Princess Qiu's face, he knew that today was the day he had been waiting for a long time. However, it takes a while. Zhao Yuanbei suppressed the little excitement in his heart, and decided to make Princess Qiu's accumulated emotions more intense, and then launch the plan. It was noon, and because Princess Qiu felt that the food was unpalatable, she directly knocked over the dining table, turning from boredom to irritability. At this time, Zhao Yuanbei felt that it was the best opportunity. First, from his point of view, he expressed his apologies to Princess Qiu, saying that he didn't entertain Princess Qiu well. Immediately afterwards, Zhao Yuanbei pretended to be thinking hard, thinking about how to make Princess Qiu happy. After a while, Zhao Yuanbei talked about an interesting thing he heard. He heard that a 6th level black mage was actually killed by a 5th level violent bear. This unconventional incident naturally aroused Princess Qiu's interest. Then Zhao Yuanbei specially found an actor who was prepared in advance, a knight from the Zhao family. Under the narration of this Zhao family knight, after completing the transformation of the 5th order violent bear, it turned out to be 10 times the size, and killed the 6th order black mage with a single slap. Seeing the knight's swearing appearance, those who didn't know it thought he saw it with his own eyes. It is impossible to see it with your own eyes, and the foursome has left this world. Such a powerful bear? Really? Where is it? I want to catch it as my pet. Princess Qiu exclaimed with excitement. At this moment, Zhao Yuanbei revealed the location of the violent bear as if seeing the poor dagger. Chapter 92. I heard that violent bear is in that sorcerer's manor, because in the entire Xingyu city, there is only that violent bear. Although Zhao Yuanbei's words did not mention Wang Zibin, he knew that Princess Qiu would definitely understand. Sure enough, as Zhao Yuanbei expected, after listening to his words, the appearance of Wang Zibin and the appearance of the violent bear following him immediately appeared in Princess Qiu's mind. But Princess Qiu hesitated in a rare way, because eldest Princess Huiyu's confession is still in my ears. Clearly tell Princess Qiu not to trouble Wang Zibin. Although Princess Qiu is unruly, self-willed and rebellious, she still has some brains, and she doesn't dare to go against the things that eldest Princess Huiyu has emphasized. However, Princess Qiu immediately thought that she was going to catch the violent bear, and it would not harm Wang Zibin's personal safety, so it would not be considered as violating the words of eldest Princess Huiyu. Thinking of Princess Qiu here, she couldn't help but give her a thumbs up for her wit. So Princess Qiu no longer hesitated, and said extremely happily, "Let's go, let's catch the bear, this bear must be fun. After all, Princess Qiu stared at Zhao Yunbei closely, her meaning was obvious, as the deputy city lord, you must know where the manor is, why don't you show me the way? Regarding this, Zhao Yunbei immediately did his part to lead the way for Princess Qiu. Just like that, Princess Qiu, Deputy City Lord Zhao Yunbei, and 7th rank titled Knight Ba Qiang walked towards Wang Zibin's manor. Among them, Ba Qiang, the 7th rank titled Knight, watched the actions and words of the two of them the whole time. In his heart, he knew Zhao Yunbei's guiding methods clearly. But so what? Ba Qiang doesn't care about Zhao Yunbei's small means at all, what he cares about is what Zhao Yunbei's means bring to Princess Qiu. If it's dangerous, then I'm sorry, as an accompanying offering to protect Princess Qiu's safety, Ba Qiang will stab Zhao Yunbei to death without hesitation. Even if he is the deputy city lord. And if it was like this, making Princess Qiu feel happy, the gun wouldn't care about it at all. The responsibility of teaching Princess Qiu does not belong to him, he will not point it out. Even, Ba Qiang would like to see such a situation. Because the life of protection is really too boring, he is still happy to see something different, for example, the 6th Order Archmage who didn't give in to Princess Qiu. Another example is how this 6th Order Great Mage will deal with his attack. These are much more interesting to Ba Qiang than ordinary eating, drinking, and having fun. So Ba Qiang, who could see clearly, did his duty of protecting the accompanying worship without saying a word. When the three of them came outside Wang Zibin's manor, they stopped when they saw the closed gate. Inform Wang Zibin that they are coming? This is normal practice. But how could the deputy city lord Zhao Yunbei follow such a normal course of action? His purpose is to please Princess Qiu, to take revenge on Wang Zibin with the power of Princess Qiu. So Zhao Yunbei came directly to the closed gate, pushed it open with his right hand. The door is unlocked? No, it was Zhao Yunbei who broke through the door with the blood energy of his 6th Order Sky Knight while pushing the door open. Instead of pushing the door, it is better to say that Zhao Yunbei broke in. Forcing, this is forcibly breaking. How dare you keep the door closed when Princess Qiu came, I really don't have the slightest sense of sight. Zhao Yunbei found a lofty excuse for his behavior, and even bit Wang Zibin back, before saying to Princess Qiu, Princess Qiu, Kui. Zhao Yunbei's words and actions satisfied Princess Qiu so much that she was the first to step into the gate of Wang Zibin manor after she nodded. The movement of the door being pushed open happened to be seen by a servant in the manor. The servant hurried in and shouted, Your Majesty Marcus, someone forcibly broke into the manor. It wasn't just Marcus who heard the movement and ran out. Even the violent bear Volibear who was lying on the couch sat up, showing a dignified expression, it sensed that there was a dangerous atmosphere in the manor. That's the breath of the 7th rank titled Knight's overbearing spear, like an extremely overbearing long spear, standing in the perception of Volibear the bear. It is worth mentioning that even if the sky is raining at this time. But no matter Princess Qiu, Zhao Yunbei, or Violent Bear and Marcus, they didn't open umbrellas, because the rain falling around them was blocked. This is an application of the Knight's exhalation of blood energy after reaching the 4th level. Although it is not very useful for combat, it is still very convenient for sheltering from rain and snow. For human beings, it is difficult for a 7th rank titled Knight, Ba Qiang, who has collected his own aura, to perceive a powerful aura. But the monster Volibear has long experienced a stronger perception than ordinary monsters, so it can be found. After discovering the dangerous aura, the violent bear came to the door of Wang Zibin's room, blocked the door with his body, and did what a guard should do. Marcus, who ran out to check the situation, felt bad in his heart the moment he saw Princess Qiu. Any fool could see that Princess Qiu, who had conflicts with Wang Zibin, forced her way in, so it must be a bad person. Marcus stepped forward to greet Princess Qiu, while trying hard to think about how to calm down the trouble of this unkind visitor. However, as soon as Marcus stepped forward, before he could speak, he was pushed away by Zhao Yunbei. This didn't just push away Marcus' body, but directly pushed Marcus into the air, hitting the building heavily. Even the corner of Marcus's mouth, a trace of blood flowed out, and he was directly injured. Zhao Yunbei's push obviously used his own blood energy, and he used the blood energy of the 6th level Sky Knight to attack Marcus, the 4th level Sky Knight. Wang Dihao, is only a 4th order Sky Knight, dare to step forward? What about your master? Tell him to get out and greet Princess Qiujian. Zhao Yunbei showed a standard doggy appearance, and he didn't care about his own push, which caused Marcus to be injured. No, Zhao Yuan Japan did it on purpose. Although Zhao Yuanbei said so, he kept leading the steps, and he was very clear about the layout of the manor, so he brought Princess Qiu to Wang Zibin's room. When the three of them came to the center of the manor, they were stunned. Because they saw that the violent bear Volibear changed his impression of being simple, and stood in front of Wang Zibin's room very seriously. It's Wang Zibin in the room behind the guard. This is the impression that appears in everyone's mind. Seeing Princess Qiu like this, she was not surprised but delighted. She happily pointed to the violent bear Volibear and said, "Bear, it's you, hurry up and grab it, and be my pet." Chapter 93. As soon as Princess Qiu's words came out, the expressions of the people present were different. The 7th rank titled knight, Ba Qiang, had a flat gaze, which he had already expected. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei showed a helpless smile just right and said, "Princess Qiu, it's not that I don't want to catch it, but that this violent bear is really stronger than me." Marcus, who endured his injuries, trotted after him. He wanted to remind Wang Zibin loudly, but he was surprised. "Hey? They came to find Volibear?" The violent bear Volibear, who heard Princess Qiu's words, was also surprised. "I thought I was here to trouble Wang Zibin, but I didn't expect it to be me. This bear is a person sitting at home, the disaster comes from the sky?" To be honest, Volibear the bear doesn't understand why anyone would go to such trouble to find her. But if you don't understand, you don't understand. Violent bear is still ready for a fierce battle. Anyway, whether it is looking for Wang Zibin, or looking for it, it will stop it. If it is said that the violent bear in normal state will confuse the enemy in a simple form, then violent bear, who has sensed the aura of the 7th rank titled Knight Tyrant Gun, knows that confusion is useless in front of Tyrant Gun. 293. This is an absolute gap in strength, and it cannot be made up for by these small actions. This time is the most dangerous time for violent bear so far. What lies before it is a fierce battle, even a deadly battle. Because it, violent bear, is absolutely impossible to give into, let alone be the pet of Princess Qiu in front of me. As soon as Zhao Yuanbei's helpless words came out, Princess Qiu didn't care. She turned her head to Ba Gun and said, "Uncle Ba, help me, catch it, I want it to be my pet." Hearing this, Ba Qiang nodded slightly, stepped over Princess Qiu, and walked towards the violent bear Volibear. At the same time, Ba Qiang also released the powerful aura of his 7th rank titled knight, and forced him towards the violent bear. The purpose of doing this is twofold. First, according to the rules of the jungle, most monsters will succumb to the invincible and powerful life. Second, let your own breath pass over the violent bear and startle Wang Zibin in the room. Compared with the Tier 5 Warcraft bear in front of him, Ba Qiang wanted to see Wang Zibin's reaction more. However, in the face of the unstoppable Tier 7 titled Knight Ba Qiang, who is as unstoppable as a mountain topples, the violent bear Volibear value, BCC, launched a transformation in succession. In an instant, the size of the violent bear swelled rapidly, and it actually blocked all the auras that the tyrannical spear was pressing over. The violent bear didn't let the tyrannical gun alarm Wang Zibin. Seeing the huge bear after transforming, Princess Qiu became more and more happy. "I want a bear." It was the first time to face the transformed violent bear, and Zhao Yuanbei felt the danger, so he swallowed with difficulty. "Fortunately, I didn't get overwhelmed, so I continued to shoot." The 7th rank titled knight, Ba Qiang, frowned slightly. The gun he cultivated was a domineering gun, and he didn't like how violent bear looked down on him. So the Tyrannosaurus spear soared into the sky, and chose to look down at the magnified violent bear from a high position. At this time, the enlarged violent bear soared into the sky, and at the same time released the powerful spear of the 7th rank titled knight, all of which had expanded the situation. Starmoon City Lord's Mansion. The City Lord's 7th rank titled knight, Black Light, rushed out of the City Lord's mansion, flashed a stream of light, and rushed to Wang Zibin's manor. Starmoon Knight Academy. The 6th level Sky Knight Gujin, the deputy dean, who was reviewing the documents, felt the aura coming from the direction of Wang Zibin manor, and immediately said in surprise, "Oops! Something went wrong." Without any hesitation, Gujin dropped the document, jumped up, and rushed towards Wang Zibin's manor from the air. In the Mage Tower of Xingyu City, the vice president of the 6th Order Archmage Oswald, who also secretly thought something happened, used the flying technique to fly from the air to the Master Zibin's manor. The president of the Mage Association, the 7th level Magister Felton, also rushed from his residence to Wang Zibin's manor. At this moment, the movement in Wang Zibin's manner shocked the entire Xingyu city. The members of the royal family exchange group and the other sixth-order powerhouses rushed to the vicinity one after another, overtly or secretly, to watch the development of the situation. One of the largest families in Xingyu city, the Qian family. The patriarch of the Qian family, a sixth-level sky knight, is not bad at money. Standing in the tallest building of the Qian family, looking in the direction of Wang Zibin manor from a distance, Taguchi said, "It's finally here, Grandpa Jin Chan, who do you think will win?" The sixth-order archmage has no chance of winning at all. Qian Byukui seemed to be talking to himself, but he was answered by a golden toad that was made of pure gold beside him. I saw the golden toad, which was like a display object, suddenly opened its eyes, and said, "It's not a loss. It doesn't matter who wins. Anyway, we don't benefit much from participating. Back when I named you no loss, I just wanted to tell you that if you don't lose, you will earn." If others see the scene of Jin Chan uttering words, they will be shocked. Usually, only 7th-order monsters can speak human words. This shows that this golden toad is actually a 7th-order monster. Jin Chan's words made Qian Byukui smile bitterly and said, "I know, Grandpa Jin Chan, I'm just curious, why this kind of thing that has no chance of winning has alarmed so many people. What kind of background does that 6th-level great mage have?" In this team standing, if Zhao Yuanbei is the standard opponent of Wang Zibin, and Gu Jin and Oswald are firm allies, then the money is not lost, and they are 100% centrists. Qian Byukui had a clear view of the dark situation in Xingyu city, but he just chose to stand in the middle and not help each other. Even he believes that Wang Zibin's failure is doomed, and there is no chance of winning at all. As he said, although he does not participate, he still has a strong curiosity. Jin Chan thought for a while and replied, "I don't see what background he has, although he is a bit like an elf, no matter in appearance or talent. But he really isn't." After Jin Chan finished speaking, Qian Byukui murmured a few words, "Elf? Elf." Suddenly, Qian Byukui and Jin Chan guessed a certain possibility at the same time, and said in unison, "Gu Jin and Oswald, don't really think he is an elf." After saying this sentence together, Qian Byukui and Jin Chan showed strange smiles. Although they are conjectures, only this explanation is the most reasonable to explain why Gu Jin and Oswald are so firmly standing beside Wang Zibin. After guessing the truth, Qian Byukui suddenly felt that the fate of Wang Zibin's defeat had already been written. Jin Chan also stopped talking, closed his eyes, and concentrated on perceiving the situation in Prince Chi manner. As a 7th-order monster, Jin Chan's perception is extremely powerful, and he can completely see the development and changes of the situation through his perception. Chapter 94. When the entire Xingyu city was alarmed because of the 7th-rank titled Knight Baiqiang and the transformed violent bear Volibear. In the Xingyu mountains, Princess Huiyu found the treasure of the dwarf kingdom. But it is not the real treasure of the dwarf kingdom that will appear just in case, but a set of knight armor. In fact, this set of knight armor from the hands of dwarves is already very good, and it can even be regarded as a treasure. But it is far from what the eldest Princess Huiyu expected. It's like a cloud and mud. At this time, the eldest Princess Huiyu had an expression on her face, a bit like a flatness of ups and downs. She knew that she, like the previous people who found the treasure of the dwarf kingdom, came with expectations and returned with a little gain. It was like expecting a whole cake, but in the end, there was only one piece of white sugar. This is the so-called, let you taste some sweet head, nothing more. Princess Huiyu put the armor into the space bracelet. As a member of the royal family of the Full Moon Empire, although space objects are rare, there are still some because of Princess Hui. Before eldest Princess Huiyu could adjust her mood, the 7th-level Magister Nyo Si landed in front of her and said, "Xingyu city, something happened." Nyo Si's words subconsciously made eldest Princess Huiyu think of Princess Qiu, Wang Zibin, and her ominous premonition before leaving the house. Fortunately, before coming here, in addition to emphasizing it to Princess Qiu, she also asked the 7th-level Magister Nyo Si to leave behind a simple warning spell. After sensing the breath of the 7th level, it will be triggered automatically and let North know. Now North, who is far away in the Xingyu mountains, is able to know what happened, naturally because of this warning spell. "Let's go back to Xingyu city." Without hesitation, Princess Huiyu gave the order to go back. Anyway, now that the treasure has been found, eldest Princess Huiyu understands the affairs in Xingyu city and cannot tolerate any delay. Thus, two figures, eldest Princess Huiyu and 7th-rank Magister Nyo Si, flew into the sky and flew towards Xingyu City. Star Moon City, inside Wang Zibin's manor. When various figures were rushing towards the manor, standing in the air, looking down at the tyrannical gun of the enlarged violent bear Volibear, it was very uncomfortable for the violent bear to have no soft attitude at all. And under this discomfort, the 7th rank titled Knight Baiqiang directly took off the spear behind him, and then pointed the spear at the violent bear. The purpose is self-evident, yield to me or die. What responded to Baiqiang was the tough and unyielding eyes of violent bear. If you want me to surrender, it's impossible. Baiqiang understood violent bear's response, and as he understood, he felt that violent bear's response was a provocation to him. A mere tier 5 beast, even if it is quite powerful, is enough to fight against tier 6. But, after all, it is still the 5th level. How dare you not surrender to me, the powerful strength of the 7th level, this is a provocation. Feeling the provocation of the tyrannical spear, he implemented his domineering thoughts and directly stabbed the long spear in his hand. It was also a simple stab, but from the tip of the spear, several streaks of blood-condensed red light flew towards the violent bear. At this moment, the violent bear Volibear, who had not made a move after the transformation, but took a defensive stance, was the first to strike when Tyrant Gun took the lead. The violent bear no longer hesitated, and brazenly launched a counterattack. It faced the incoming red light and waved its big bear paw. Puff puff. Accompanied by the sound of several spurts of blood, the red light shot from the tip of Tyrant's spear directly penetrated into the bear's paw, bringing out several spurts of blood. This is the 7th order attack. Even though the violent bear Volibear has tried his best to fight back, but with such strength, it is still difficult to stop. This was just a simple thrust, but it made the right palm of the violent bear counterattack, instantly losing the ability to continue fighting. The 7th rank titled Knight Baiqiang, after abolishing violent bear's right palm, pointed his spear at violent bear again, yield to me. What responded to him was violent bear's violent left palm. This is what it answers, yield, impossible. Puff puff. Facing the violent bear's left palm swung at him, Tyrant Spear lightly shook the tip of the spear, allowing the blood to penetrate the bear's paw easily, disabling the violent bear's left palm. At this moment, the 2 bear paws that violent bear relied on to launch an attack are all declared invalid. Tyrannosaurus once again pointed the tip of the gun at the bear, exuding murderous aura, yield to me one last time or die. However, even at this time, the violent bear did not give in, and stared fixedly at the tyrant gun in the air. I have crossed thousands of mountains and rivers all the way, suffered so much hardship, and encountered so many dangers, but I have never regretted it, and never thought of turning back. Ask for flowers. Now, how can I give in to you? Yield? Impossible. Only death. The violent bear Volibear bent slightly, and then jumped from the ground to the tyrannical spear in the sky, and opened his mouth wide at him, showing his teeth, and his eyes flashed with a firm gaze that would rather die than submit. So what if the hands are scrapped? I still have teeth. Even if it is death, I will bite you. At this moment, Violent Bear, with a 5th level body, blatantly charged at the 7th level tyrannical spear. At this moment, in Xingyu City, countless people looked at the Violent Bear and responded to the oppression with almost suicidal attacks. Don't want. At this moment, Wang Zibin finally walked out of the room, and immediately stopped the bear. God knows what Wang Zibin went through. Wang Zibin woke up from meditation when the 7th level titled Powerhouse Baiqiang came into the air and undisguisedly released his aura. Then, he jumped off the bed, ready to open the door to see what happened. However, when he opened the door, he saw a bear and a bear's butt. The dazed Wang Zibin was still thinking about why Volibear the bear would block his door. It has already happened that the violent bear Volibear counterattacked twice. Just when Wang Zibin couldn't help but wanted to break through the wall, the bear's legs and bear's butt finally disappeared at the door, and Wang Zibin couldn't wait to rush out. And as soon as he came out, he saw above his head, the violent bear launched an attack on the tyrant gun in a posture of preferring death to surrender. Don't was subconsciously shouted by Wang Zibin. Of course he knew what kind of consequences such an attack by the bear would lead to. But what Wang Zibin wants to tell Stormy Bear is, keep the green hills, and don't worry about no firewood. Wait until the cultivation is successful, and then come back to find the place. In fact, the moment Wang Zibin rushed out of the door, he was already ready to run with the violent bear. After all, the current 7th level powerhouse is not an existence that can rival them. But as long as you give him time, he will definitely come back with the violent bear. It's just that Wang Zibin never expected that before he came out, the violent bear had already launched the final attack. A result that Wang Zibin is absolutely unwilling to accept is unfolding with an irreversible trend. Chapter 95. Don't want. Don't want. After Wang Zibin yelled no, Gujin and Oswald rushed to the air and also yelled no. Those who regard Wang Zibin as an elf know the importance of warcraft partners to an elf. But no matter how they shout, will the 7th rank titled knight, Bhe, listen? Of course not. Tyrannical spear directly blocked their voices, but swung the long spear in his hand at the violent bear Volibear who was biting towards him. This time, Bhe really made a murderous attempt, and did what he said. If he didn't give in for the last time, he would kill him. Therefore, Bhe swung the long spear, and in an instant, the long spear drew countless after-images in the air. Spearmanship, stormy pear blossom. At this time, the long spear, in the hands of the tyrant, is really shooting like a torrential rain, and it is as bright as a pear blossom. 357, but everyone can clearly perceive that the bright spear skills contain extremely deadly dangers. Every afterimage of the spear passing through the air will emit a red light. In an instant, the red light formed by the condensed blood energy covered the huge body of Volibear, the violent bear who rushed towards the tyrannical gun. The body of the violent bear Volibear stopped its charge and was suspended in the air. In the next second, the violent bear's body burst into blood in the air, and the blood that was shot out turned into a blood mist, and the violent bear's body fell from the air to the ground. Boom! The heavy sound of falling to the ground is not only ringing in people's ears, but ringing in people's hearts. In all fairness, at this moment, everyone can feel the Warcraft Volibear's willingness to die rather than submit, which makes people's hearts unavoidably aroused a sense of tragedy. They ask themselves, as a 5th level body, will they succumb to the 7th level? The answer is yes. Regardless of the factors of status and status, it is still the nature engraved in the living body that the strong are respected. It is precisely because of this that they can feel the tragedy of the violent bear after his hands were crippled, but also to pounce on the 7th rank titled knight tyrant spear and bite him away. Although they would not choose to shoot because of the difference in species, this did not stop them from admiring the violent bear in their hearts. At this moment, the violent bear Volibear has gained the respect of almost everyone. However, it is just respect. No one would express any dissatisfaction under the gaze of the 7th rank titled knight Bhe standing in the air. Even Wang Zibin is the same. Because Bhe pointed the tip of the gun at Wang Zibin after using gun skill. Rainstorm pear blossom. If Wang Zibin yells and accuses without thinking at this time, he will be regarded as disrespectful to himself by Bhe, and he uses this as an excuse to launch an attack. From the perspective of Bhe, what eldest Princess Huiho confessed was not to take the initiative to hurt Wang Zibin, but if Wang Zibin gave him a reason to do so, it would be another matter. Wang Zibin is well aware of this. Unwilling? Angry? None of these, because Wang Zibin has long known that the anger of the weak is useless. What he did was to keep Bhe in his heart, and one day, he would kill him. At this time, Wang Zibin's eyes were calm, and he walked steadily to the side of the violent falling body. If you had to use something to express Wang Zibin's mood, it would probably be him who walked out of the room, letting the rain falling from the sky fall on him, wet his body, and soak his heart. Black Light, the Lord of Xingyu City, and Felton, the 7th level Magister, arrived when Bhe gun was shot, floating in the air. Gujin and Oswald arrived later, and after making a sound, they landed on the ground. Princess Qiu, who saw violent bear so willing to die rather than submit, had a sullen expression on her face. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei watched the violent bear fall, and saw Wang Zibin let the rain drenched him. An unparalleled pleasure of revenge arose in his heart. The major powers in the city and people of various 6th ranks were watching what happened in the manor from afar or near. While everyone was watching, Wang Zibin came to the side of the violent bear Volibear and squatted down. At this moment, violent bear is not dead yet, but he is not far from death and is dying. The violent bear can no longer maintain the transformed super-large form, and has returned to its normal size. The rainwater hit the violent bear's body drop by drop, soaking the ground together with the blood it bleed out. Violent bear sensed that Wang Zibin was coming to his side, glanced at him slightly, and then turned his gaze to the sky. Looking at the sky, the dying violent bear recalled his life. Ever since it was a little bear, it has had the dream of becoming stronger. When other bears are playing, it is exercising. When other bears are acting like a baby in their parents' arms, it is still exercising. In order to become stronger, it spends all its time exercising, never stops, and never relaxes. This allows it, which has not yet matured, to possess the strongest strength of the violent bear clan. In order to break through the restriction of rank, it followed the guidance of the great wise men of the elves, and left the Chia forest without looking back. In order to become stronger, for the dream, it has really gone far and far. When it was tired, because it lay flat, it met Wang Zibin. The encounter with Wang Zibin is probably the happiest thing in these years. Check out the possibility of seeing what you want come true for it. However, at this moment, it felt the rapid loss of vitality, and knew that it would never see that day again. Regret? Of course not. From the moment it came out of Chia Forest, it told itself that either die or dreams come true. Facing the tyrannical spear, it can succumb, but after succumbing, it will definitely become Princess Gyu's monster pet. It's a dream that can't come true. Therefore, it chose to fight back against Baiqiang regardless of death. This is its resistance to oppression, its resistance to fate, and its resistance to everything that hinders its dream path. Its only emotion now is regret. 5.1 I regret that I still fall on the road of pursuing my dreams after all. What a pity. It looked at the sky covered with dark clouds, and uttered its last voice. Then, it slowly closed its eyes and fell into darkness. Seeing that the violent bear was about to die, Oswald quickly came to his teacher, the 7th level Magister Felton, and prepared to beg his teacher to perform a healing technique. However, before he could speak, Felton shook his head lightly, hopeless. Yes, there is no help. This is a skill launched by a 7th level titled Knight on a 5th level monster. From the moment the violent bear endured it, it was already hopeless. The reason why the violent bear didn't die immediately was only because of its own physique, which delayed it for a little time. But, in the eyes of everyone, the death of violent bear is already doomed. Chapter 96. What a pity. When the violent bear Volibear let out a regretful voice, he closed his eyes and his consciousness sank into darkness. Wang Zibin, who was squatting down, made a move. Wang Zibin stretched his hand towards the bear's body, pressed it on its blood-soaked black hair, and activated a new spell loaded in the innate spell slot, No Break, No Stand. The idiom means that without destroying old things, new things cannot be built. Spell No Break, No Stand, break the original restrictions and establish a new life form. Note: 1. This spell is limited to being triggered when the life body is extremely damaged. 2. The establishment of a new life form is closely related to the spiritual will and the original accumulation of life. Wang Zibin didn't have any cure for Volibear the bear who was about to die. For this reason, when Wang Zibin walked over, although his eyes were calm on the surface, he was actually frantically searching for all useful spells in his mind. In the end, Wang Zibin came up with the idea that what can't be broken can't be built. This spell has a lot of restrictions. Although it is very suitable for the trigger of the violent bear when it is dying, Wang Zibin has no idea at all. Because No Break, No Stand is not a spell that will definitely succeed in 12, the limitation shows that it is closely related to the spiritual will and accumulation of the original life. From the perspective of Wang Zibin, who doesn't know the past experience of the violent bear, it seems that the violent bear who just lazily lies on the chair and basks in the sun every day seems to be difficult to meet the conditions for success. If violent bear knew what Wang Zibin was thinking, he would definitely yell aggrieved. It wasn't lazy, but just laying flat without any effect on exercise. Obviously, because Stormy Bear and Wang Zibin did not communicate, this led to such a misunderstanding. But even though Wang Zibin thinks that No Break, No Build has a low success rate for the grizzly bear, he still uses it. Because there is nothing else to do. It can also be said that a dead horse is a living horse doctor. Even after releasing No Break, No Stand on the violent bear, Wang Zibin has already made the next plan. If violent bear died, he would immediately leave Xingyu City and find a place to grow up. Even 1 year, 2 years, or even 10 years. When Wang Zibin reaches the 7th level, he will go to the 7th level titled Knight Baiqiang to avenge the violent bear. If the 7th step is not enough, then the 8th step, the 9th step. Wang Zibin has already prepared for the revenge of a gentleman. 10 years is not too late. But this is all for the future. What Wang Zibin is most concerned about now is whether it is not broken or not, whether it is really a dog to save the violent. Wang Zibin's actions naturally caught everyone's eyes. Except for Gujin and Oswald, no one is optimistic about Wang Zibin's spell, thinking it is just a futile attempt. As for Gujin and Oswald, they thought that Wang Zibin, as an elf, had some kind of secret method that could save the dying monsters. The magic light of no break, no stand entered the violent bear's body through Wang Zibin's hand, through the blood-soaked fur of the violent bear Volibear. At this moment, a strange change suddenly occurred in the violent bear's body that had gradually become stiff. Under everyone's gaze, the strand of white hair on violent bear's forehead suddenly stood up. Is it the wind? No, of course not. Because the rest of the bear's hair didn't move, only this strand of white hair stood up, pointing straight to the sky, unwavering. The moment the white hair stood up, the violent bear Volibear, whose consciousness had gradually sunk into the darkness, sensed a ray of light, which penetrated the darkness and shot at it. This ray of light changed from weak to strong, from small to large, and quickly drove away the darkness in its consciousness. Volibear, come on! The violent bear, who had already accepted death, suddenly heard Wang Zibin's encouraging voice waving to it in his consciousness. The voice became louder and louder in its consciousness, reminding it of the time when it had a dream of becoming stronger when it was a child. Come on! Volibear! Violent bear suddenly opened his eyes. It cannot die. It still has to fulfill its dream. To become stronger. In order to break through the limitations of his own fifth-order warcraft. At the moment when Violent Bear opened his eyes again, a flash of lightning flashed from its eyes. From the depths of the Violent Bear's body, where its vitality had been rapidly drained, an incomparably powerful force emerged, blocking the loss of vitality, and continuously strengthening the Violent Bear's body. And the aura of the fifth-order magical beast that the Violent Bear had almost dissipated rose from the body again, and it strengthened rapidly. The most intuitive change is the moment when the bear opened its eyes, with the strand of white hair standing on its forehead as the center. The originally black hair has continuously turned into white. Its fur was soaked in blood, and the blood was constantly returning to its body, turning white at the same time. At this moment, everyone's eyes widened, and a thought that they didn't even dare to think about appeared in their minds: World of Warcraft broken ranks. Only when the level of the monster breaks through will it bring about such a change, bring back the dead, and even break through the original level limit and change the life form. However, it was also at this moment that the 7th rank titled Knight Balance standing in the air swung the spear in his hand mercilessly at the violent bear Volibear and Wang Zibin. Spearmanship, stormy pear blossom. Countless streaks of bloody red light shot towards Violent Bear and Wang Zibin from the sky like a torrential rain. At this moment, Haig Wang, the lord of Xingyu City, put his hand on the hilt of his sword, ready to draw it out. The 7th Order Magister Felton holds a wand and prepares to cast a spell. They will definitely take action to block the attack of Baiqiang, even if it is just to protect Wang Zibin from harm. For the two 7th level powerhouses in Xingyu City, Baiqiang would never be allowed to kill Wang Zibin, the 6th level mage representing Xingyu City, without a legitimate reason. However, they didn't really make a move because they didn't need it anymore. In the sky above Xingyu City, the sky was densely covered with dark clouds, countless thunder and lightning swarmed, and finally converged directly above Wang Zibin's manor, and directly above the violent bear Volibear, a terrifying thunderbolt with a diameter of several meters landed. No, this is already a beam of light made of lightning. This beam of lightning light, like God's punishment, also like God's favor, completely enveloped Violent Bear and Volibear, making it impossible for anyone to see it. And the attack launched by the tyrannical spear, the countless red lights of blood, were all purified by this lightning beam. In this beam of lightning light that seemed to connect the sky and the ground, everyone saw that the blurry figure of the violent bear who was lying on the ground stood up firmly. Boom! At this time, a thunderous explosion, like a delay, exploded in the ears of everyone in the entire Xingyu City. This is the roar of thunder. Chapter 97. The roar of thunder exploded in everyone's ears, shaking their hearts for a while. Fortunately, this beam of lightning and light that descended from the sky came and went quickly. In a moment, the lightning beam dissipated. People in other parts of Xingyu City may not have recovered yet. But the people near Wang Zibin's manor didn't dare to blink their eyes. They stared at the two figures, one big and one small, that were revealed after the lightning beam disappeared. To be precise, he only looked at the violent bear with snow-white hair that stood up. At this time, the violent bear has changed in all aspects except for its body shape. The original black hair has all become white. The originally white and thick bear paws became distinct and more human-like. The pure black eyes that were originally cute and naive turned into sky blue. If the original violent bear looked naive, then the current violent bear is aloof and handsome. Moreover, everyone can feel the terrifying aura emanating from the current violent bear. Even if you look directly at it with the naked eye, you can feel its horror from the occasional thunder that appears in the white hair of the bear and the sky blue eyes. No, the violent bear in this form is no longer a violent bear, but has always existed in legends. After the violent bear breaks through the ranks, it is a high-level 7th level monster, roaring like thunder. It, Volibear, is no longer a tier 5 monster bear, but a tier 7 monster, roaring like thunder. Compared with the pure melee strength monsters of the violent bear days, the 7th order monster Thunder Roar has increased the ability of long-range attacks on the basis of melee. Because Thunder Roar got its name from being able to control thunder. At this moment, no one could feel the dangerous aura emanating from Thunder Roaring Volibear better than the 7th rank titled Knight Baekyeong. Because Volibear didn't hide his killing intent towards him. When I was at the 5th level, you bullied me with the strength of the 7th level, but now, I am also at the 7th level. The 7th level versus the 7th level, it is a good time to avenge grievances and revenge. Volibear's sky blue eyes, looking at the tyrant gun in the air, lightning flashed in his eyes. It locked on the tyrant gun. Hat. The locked Baekyeong showed a disdainful sneer at the corner of his mouth. So what about the 7th level? There is a difference between the 7th level and the 7th level. He, Baekyeong, has killed not 1 or 2 7th order monsters. Therefore, Tyrannical Gun holds the spear in both hands, ready to attack Volibear. It's just that at this time, remembering that I am at home, it is easy for the things at home to be affected by the battle. So Volibear jumped up and into the air, with the guns looking straight at him. Tyrannical Spear doesn't care about Volibear's thoughts, but since it took the initiative to come to the air, it is more convenient for Tyrannical Spear to attack. Crackling Volibear didn't control the gun either, his whole body was thundering and preparing for his own moves. Feeling the sharply rising sense of danger on Volibear, Tyrant Spear burst out with all the blood in his body, and waved the long spear with both hands. Abstruse truth, Overlord Spear. This move is the strongest move of Baekyeong, and it is also the origin of his title. The long spear in Tyrant Gun's hand lit up a dazzling red light, driving his body to shoot directly at Volibear at an unimaginable speed. After releasing this move, the aura driven by the tyrannical spear broke all the dark clouds in the sky. The entire Xingyu city can see that directly above the tyrannical spear, the original dark cloud is in a torn state, as if it was pierced by an invisible huge spear. On the other hand, on Volibear's side, when the thunder and lightning surged all over his body, it attracted the thunder and lightning in the dark cloud, which fell one after another and poured into its body. When the tyrannical gun connected with the gun and formed a red light rushing towards it at a high speed, Volibear opened his mouth to the tyrannical gun. Thunder roar. An incomparably bright blue beam of lightning shot out from Volibear's mouth. At this moment, red light and blue light met in the sky, and the sky of Xingyu city turned red and blue. Countless people held their breath, widened their eyes to the maximum, and watched the collision in the air with trepidation. Is the 7th rank titled Night Tyrant Spear better than Thunder Roaring Volibear? Or is Thunder Roar more powerful, completing revenge with a broken step? After the extremely brief stalemate between red and blue, the blue was still stronger after all, broke the red, and swept across most of Xingyu city with a sweeping momentum. The blue lightning beam disappeared into the sky. The dark clouds in the sky were dispelled, and the sun shone. Under the warm sunlight, the body of the 7th rank titled Knight Baekyeong, together with the long spear in his hand, fell from the air to the ground. Indeed, there is really a gap between the 7th level and the 7th level. And Thunder Roar, according to legend, is the strongest among the 7th order monsters. Obviously, Baekyeong is not the strongest among the 7th rank titled knights. Therefore, the result was presented in the form of a falling tyrant spear. The Royal Exchange Group of the Full Moon Empire, accompanied by enshrined, 7th rank titled knights, and tyrannical spear, fell here. Silence, silence, the entire Xingyu city is silent at this moment. Call out. The sound of flying through the air seemed incomparably present at this moment. The eldest Princess Huyu and the 7th level Magister Nyosi finally rushed to the sky above Wang Zibin's manor from the Xingyu mountains when Baekyeong died. When Baekyeong launched the strongest blow, the two of them crossed the city wall of Xingyu city. However, before they could stop it, they saw red and blue colliding in the sky. So much so that when they arrived, they could only witness the scene of Baekyeong falling. After the eldest Princess Huyu arrived, on her beautiful face, there was not only disbelief at the fall of the tyrant gun, but also the helplessness of realizing that things had gone wrong. At this time, the 7th level Magister Nyosi showed his duty of accompanying the priest, Numajao, directly waved at the frightened Princess Qiu in the manner, and used magic to transfer her to his side, convenient protection. And in the minds of the others, who witnessed this scene with their own eyes, there is only one thought: miracle. A miracle is happening. That's right, in their view, the violent bear Volibear, who was doomed to die, completed the step breaking before he died, and became a 7th level monster Thunder Roar. Then, in the collision with the 7th rank titled Knight Baiqiang, he came out victorious and completed the revenge counter kill. This is a miracle. Of course, compared to Baiqiang's death, the fact that Volibear became Thunder Roar is the greatest miracle in itself. After all, roaring thunder is a legendary monster. It only exists in ancient records. For nearly 1,000 years, no one has seen or heard the existence of Thunder Roar. The Volibear who appeared in front of them now is a miracle. Chapter 98. Compared to the appearance of such a miracle as Thunder Roar, the death of the 7th rank titled Knight, Baiqiang, is indeed a trivial matter. But for Princess Hu, it is a big deal. Because Baiqiang is an accompanying enshrinement of the Royal Exchange Group. His death is of great importance. Not only that, the moment Princess Hu came here, she could guess what happened from the startled Princess Qiu and the completely changed Volibear taking advantage of her absence. Princess Qiu came to trouble Volibear with her tyrant gun. The death of Baiqiang itself is already a major event, but dying on a wrongdoing is even more ruthless. The royal family oppressed the common people. Eldest Princess Hu could already imagine what a blow to the royal family's reputation would be caused by what happened today. And more importantly, the leader of the team this time is Princess Hu herself. She will definitely be held accountable by the royal family. Even the usually stable eldest Princess Hu became flustered when she saw such a scene at this moment. She didn't know how to deal with it, how to calm things down, let alone how to restore it all. However, at this moment, something happened that made Princess Hu feel worse. Princess Qiu, who was stunned by Baiqiang's death, came to her senses when the 7th level Magister Nuasi moved her to her side for her safety. But after regaining her senses, Princess Qiu's mind was filled with 090 images of Volibear shooting a beam of blue lightning at the tyrannical spear. She was terrified that Volibear would kill her. In such a frightening situation, Princess Qiu, who was afraid of death, directly surrounded a spell scroll from her space props. This is a fixed-point teleportation space scroll that allows users to be teleported to a designated place. And the destination of this space scroll is the Imperial Capital. This is a precious life-saving item that every member of the royal family who leaves the Imperial Capital can have. Princess Qiu got such a card when she left the Imperial Capital precisely because she was the most beloved princess. It is no exaggeration to say that this kind of life-saving whole card is worth more than a 7th order powerhouse, but, at this moment, Princess Qiu took it out, and used it without hesitation. Xiaoqi, don't! Seeing Princess Qiu take out this scroll, the eldest Princess Hu jumped at Princess Qiu, trying to stop her while making a sound. But it's too late. The moment the spell scroll was activated, the figure of the princess disappeared into the empty seat. Eldest Princess Hu was in vain. It's over. This was the only thought in Princess Hu's mind. If it is said that the death of the 7th rank titled Knight, Baiqiang, is still within the scope of Xingyu City, then Princess Hu still has the right to dispose of it. Then when Princess Qiu used this spell scroll, the matter had already shocked the imperial capital, and it was far from what eldest Princess Hu had to deal with. Such an unexpected development caused Princess Hu to feel infinitely confused. Why did the task that was supposed to end smoothly become like this in a short period of time? At this time, the eldest Princess Hu understood that she had to do something, otherwise bigger troubles would come, so she forced herself to calm down and regained her princess demeanor. Princess Hu first came to the ground and bowed to Wang Zibin. On behalf of the royal family, I would like to apologize for what happened today. But please believe that I will do everything I can to calm down this incident. Princess Hu's actions and words surprised everyone. Bow down and apologize, and still represent royalty. This kind of action showed the sincerity and solemnity of Princess Hu. After apologizing, Princess Hu flew towards the Star Moon Knight Academy without even waiting for Wang Zibin's response. At the same time, she also gave instructions to the 7th level magician North, call all members, we will return to the imperial capital immediately. The reason why Princess Hu was in such a hurry was because she had to stop Princess Qiu from using the life-saving item to return to the imperial capital, which would immediately bring consequences, BCCF. You know, once the royal family members use such props, they return to the imperial capital. Then according to the established procedure, the imperial capital will urgently mobilize all the top powerhouses belonging to the Yuanyu Empire around Xingyu City to encircle Xingyu City. Because members of the royal family use life-saving props, it means they are in fatal danger. This is absolutely unacceptable to the royal family of the Full Moon Empire. Therefore, in order to defend the dignity of the royal family, the imperial capital will order all the top experts near the accident site to work together to eliminate those who dare to threaten the members of the royal family. If it's normal, it's okay to do so. After all, within the territory of the empire, threatening the lives of members of the royal family is indeed a provocation to the rule of the royal family. Intolerable. But the point is, this time it's the royal family's fault. And, more importantly, Princess Qiu's safety was never threatened at all. She activated the life-saving props entirely out of cowardice and subconscious fear. Under such circumstances, the imperial capital summoned top powerhouses to encircle Xingyu City. First, it would further expand the matter, and second, it would have a greater impact on the reputation of the royal family. Therefore, as a member of the royal family, eldest Princess Huiyu must prevent such a thing from happening out of both emotion and reason. Fortunately, in the golden spaceship, there is the means of the imperial capital. Princess Huiyu hurriedly flew into the Xingyu Night Academy, came to the golden spaceship, and used emergency communication methods to explain the incident. At the same time, Princess Huiyu also stated that she would rush back to the imperial capital as soon as possible to explain this. After eldest Princess Huiyu left Wang Zibin Manor, only half an hour later, the golden spaceship took off from the Xingyu Night Academy, and set foot on the way home at the fastest speed. The Royal Exchange Group, which was originally scheduled to return normally in 3 days, returned early because of Princess Qiu's actions. In Wang Zibin's manner, Princess Huiyu's apology moved Wang Zibin so much that he decided to slow down his running. Originally, he was planning to run away with thunder-roaring Volibear immediately. After all, he had just killed the accompanying priest of the Royal Exchange Group. But since eldest Princess Huiyu said so and represented the imperial family, Wang Zibin felt that he could wait. The main reason is that if Wang Zibin runs away now, he will definitely be wanted by the Full Moon Empire. Because it's fine if you don't run away, but if you run away, you will undoubtedly feel guilty, and you will flee in fear of crime. Besides, under the witness of so many people, Wang Zibin did not believe that the royal family of the Full Moon Empire was really planning to use tyranny regardless of their reputation. Chapter 99. To be honest, Wang Zibin felt that he should not be worthy of the imperial family to do this. As for the dead 7th rank titled Knight Bhe, it is even more unworthy. Taking a step back, if the imperial family really did that insanely, Wang Zibin would still have time to run. For running, Wang Zibin always has great confidence in himself. Wang Zibin, who had an option to retreat, didn't care about the princess's hasty departure. Instead, he patted thunder-roaring Volibear's soft belly, and said with a smile, "Volibear, I didn't expect you to have such a handsome day." Hearing this, Volibear immediately raised his head and chest, showing a proud gesture. While Wang Zibin interacts with Volibear, the rest also leave. The main reason is that after watching the excitement, we must leave. As for what is left to bring the relationship closer, no one will do that. Didn't you see that Princess Qiu activated the life-saving item? Didn't you see Princess Huiyu in such a hurry? Who knows how things will turn out? But it is foreseeable that the royal family of the Yuanyu Empire, the imperial capital, will definitely make some moves. Therefore, no one will stay to get closer to Wang Zibin before the actions of the imperial capital come out. Just dare not, afraid of being implicated. But no one would want to add insult to injury. After all, Princess Huiyu's apology on behalf of the royal family before leaving showed something. In short, before the situation is completely clear, what they can do with Wang Zibin is to wait and see. Gujin and Oswald wanted to stay and take the opportunity to get closer. But they were taken away by He Guang, the lord of Xingyu City, and Felton, the president of the Mage Association, one by one. Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei, on the other hand, acted lightly, with great fear, wishing that no one would notice that he had quietly disappeared into the manor. But what Zhao Yuanbei didn't know was that when he was leaving, Wang Zibin's gaze shifted a bit following his back. Marcus took a group of servants and began to clean the manor. Not just digging a pit to bury the fallen Baiqiang, but also repairing things damaged by the battle. Although there are not many things damaged, it still needs to be repaired, otherwise it will make the manor look dilapidated. So, right in the center of the manor, all the people left, only Wang Zibin and Volibear were left. Wang Zibin, who touched Volibear's soft belly, felt the same softness as the previous storm bear, and suddenly asked, "Volibear, say something and listen." The reason why Wang Zibin said this is because he remembered that when a monster reaches the 7th level, it will usually spit out people's words. However, in response to Wang Zibin's words, it was Volibear's cry, "Oh!" Wang Zibin looked at Volibear speechlessly. If Volibear hadn't just killed a 7th order powerhouse face to face, Wang Zibin would have suspected that the roaring thunder in front of him might not be a fake 7th order monster. "Can't even speak." Volibear, who felt despised, hurriedly began to explain. It placed its hands above its head and compared itself. Then he yelled "Away!" Under Volibear's dancing gestures, Wang Zibin finally understood its meaning. "I haven't grown up yet, when I grow up I can talk." After understanding what Volibear meant, Wang Zibin was even more speechless. After a long time, "Volibear, you are still just a warcraft in the growth stage?" Warcraft is usually divided into infancy, growth, maturity, old age. What Wang Zibin didn't expect was that Volibear, who was able to beat a 6th level monster in seconds when he was a 5th level monster, even surpassed a 7th level titled Knight Volibear when he became a 7th level monster, has not yet reached maturity. If this is said, no one will believe it. But it is true. The biggest advantage of Warcraft is that its strength will naturally grow to a certain level according to the passage of time. Due to Volibear's hard work since he was a child, his strength has grown to the limit of the rank ahead of time, but it is genuine, and it is still a baby bear. Well, to put it bluntly, baby bear may be pretending to be tender, but it is indeed still in the growth stage. After confirming that Volibear is still in the growth stage, Wang Zibin realized another very interesting situation and asked, "Volibear, can't you continue to become stronger?" Indeed, if Volibear is in the growth stage, after breaking through the rank limit, it still has a lot of room for growth. Hearing Wang Zibin's words, Volibear obviously also thought of this, and his eyes lit up. "Ask for flowers." Ah! After howling with joy, Volibear felt that he could continue his dream again, become stronger. So Volibear immediately walked to the open space and began to think about how to make himself stronger. After a while, lightning flashed from Volibear's body, and lightning swam over its body. Obviously, it is manipulating lightning to exercise its body. Seeing that Volibear entered the rhythm of practice in an instant, Wang Zibin couldn't help laughing. It turns out that the violent bear basking in the sun that I saw at the beginning was just an illusion. The one who is working hard in front of me is the real thunder roar, Volibear. After standing still and thinking about the current situation for a while, Wang Zibin also walked into the room. 0 in the current situation, with Volibear roaring and thundering, none of the entire Xingyu city could pose a threat to Wang Zibin. Because Volibear can kill the tyrannical spear in seconds, he can also kill other 7th order powerhouses in seconds. And the 7th order powerhouse, in Xingyu city, is the top existence. So Wang Zibin is safe and truly worry-free. The real threat to Wang Zibin at present is the actions of the imperial capital of the Full Moon Empire. But the imperial capital is too far away, so there is no need for Wang Zibin to worry. He just needs to wait for the action to come, and then make a response. So for Wang Zibin, Xingyu city can already walk sideways. To be fair, Wang Zibin has been around for so long, and this is the first time he has had such an experience of being able to walk sideways. This feeling was so good that even Wang Zibin felt like he couldn't wait to go outside and pretend to be aggressive. However, Wang Zibin still restrained himself and did not allow himself to be rampant. Of course, it's impossible to say that Wang Zibin didn't move at all. At least Zhao Yuanbei and Wang Zibin must move. Wang Zibin didn't miss the fact that the corner of Marcus's mouth was bleeding. When the three of Princess Kia forced their way into the manor, Wang Zibin didn't need to know who wounded Marcus. It was Zhao Yuanbei who was fighting against others. Therefore, when Zhao Yuanbei retreated cautiously, Wang Zibin would give him a glance. At that time, Wang Zibin was already ready to settle accounts. Chapter 100. During the day, the rest of the time was spent in Wang Zibin and Volibear's workouts. Marcus led a group of servants, busy up and down repairing. And when the sky dimmed a little bit, new movements began to take place in the manor. After Wang Zibin called Marcus over and explained a few words, he explained to Volibear what he was going to do at night. The so-called gentleman's revenge, 10 years is not too late. That was for the previous 7th rank titled Knight Baijiang. At that time, Wang Zibin and Volibear were only at the 5th level. With the 5th level against the 7th level, it is natural to be patient, to be a gentleman, but when Volibear broke through and became the 7th level, he must have revenge on the spot. This is the result of the fall of the tyrant's spear. The so-called revenge does not happen overnight. This is for the deputy city lord Zhao Yuanbei. 303 lost the support of Princess Qiu, so he had no reason for Wang Zibin not to retaliate. In the dark night, Wang Zibin took Volibear and Marcus out of the manor. Deputy City Lord's mansion, Zhao family. After it got dark, Zhao Yuanbei decisively called the housekeeper and several leaders of the Zhao family, and explained the matter to them. Faced with the killing of Bhe, the royal exchange group left Xingyu City, and Volibear became a 7th order monster again. Zhao Yuanbei prepared to escape from Xingyu City overnight. The reason why you don't walk during the day is because people will definitely know your movements during the day. It's different at night. With his 6th level Sky Knight's strength, he will definitely not attract any attention if he goes out of the city in a smear. As for the dream of staying in the deputy city lord's mansion and expecting Wang Zibin not to dare to force anything, Zhao Yuanbei dared not do it. After all, even the entourage of the royal exchange group was enshrined, and if they said they were killed, they would be killed. He is only a deputy city lord, and there is no saying that he dare not make a move. The only thing Zhao Yuanbei is looking forward to now is that Wang Zibin's reaction will be slower, and he has a little consideration for his status as the deputy city lord, so he didn't choose to do anything tonight. In Zhao Yuanbei's view, as long as he escaped from Xingyu City overnight before Wang Zibin could react, then Wang Zibin would be looking for a needle in a haystack if Wang Zibin wanted to find him in the huge full moon empire. What's more, in Zhao Yuanbei's heart, he still imagined that the imperial capital would take action to kill Wang Zibin, so that he could come back and be his deputy city lord. After explaining the matter, Zhao Yuanbei took advantage of the cover of night to escape from Xingyu City. Even Zhao Yuanbei took into account the possibility of being tracked and erased his own smell. Going over the wall from Zhao's house, avoiding people walking at night, crossing the street, reaching under the city wall of Xingyu City, and finally climbing over the city wall, to the outside of Xingyu City. Zhao Yuanbei used his actions to show how to escape from Xingyu City without being discovered. When he came to the outside of Xingyu City, Zhao Yuanbei looked back at the thick walls of Xingyu City behind him, heaved a sigh of relief, and then began to run towards the remote path. It has to be said that as a 6th level Sky Knight, Zhao Yuanbei's speed is still very fast, like a ghost, shuttling through the jungle trails. But it's a pity that Volibear has sensed him since he came out of the Zhao family. In other words, all his actions along the way fell into Wang Zibin's eyes. Outside Xingyu City, Zhao Yuanbei, who was galloping, suddenly paused and looked back as if aware of it, only to see a blue lightning, closely following behind him. This glance back almost scared Zhao Yuanbei to death. Before Zhao Yuanbei was ready to break out at the maximum speed and escape with his life, Wang Zibin, who felt that he had been discovered, felt that it was time to stop this game of cat and mouse. So Wang Zibin raised his hand to Zhao Yuanbei, lightning strikes. A thunderbolt shot out from under Zhao Yuanbei's feet, shocking him so much that his hands and feet were uncontrollable, and his body, which was running extremely fast, fell forward, drawing a gully on the ground. Zhao Yuanbei, who fell down, stood up and spit out the dirt in his mouth, but did not continue to run away. Instead, facing Wang Zibin who was approaching, he was directly a big gift with all 5 bodies thrown to the ground. I was wrong. I am not human. I am willing to give you the whole Zhao family first, and I am willing to be your dog. This incomparably proficient movement and language made Wang Zibin unavoidably suspect how many times Zhao Yuanbei had trained in advance to be able to achieve such smooth flow. But Wang Zibin naturally couldn't let Zhao Yuanbei go, but Zhao Yuanbei's current appearance made Wang Zibin feel bored. So Wang Zibin gave Volibear a look, and Volibear swung a thick thunderbolt from his hand, which directly penetrated Zhao Yuanbei's body. Accompanied by the thunder entering his body, Zhao Yuanbei's begging voice stopped instantly, and he kept his kneeling posture, being turned into coke by the electric shock. Then, Wang Zibin asked Marcus to deal with Zhao Yuanbei's body, and collect the spoils along the way. Speaking of loot, Wang Zibin has never made a fortune so far due to the scarcity of space items. Because the enemies he killed and the things he carried on his body were not many at all. Of course, this is also the reason why Master Zibin doesn't like it. It was much easier for Marcus to collect the spoils. Apart from leaving Zhao Yuanbei's underwear to cover his body, he stripped away all valuables such as money, armor, weapons, etc. After cleaning the battlefield, led by Volibear's thunderbolt, the 3 returned to the manor. The next day, The news of the disappearance of Deputy City Lord Zhao Yuanbei spread throughout Xingyu City. No one knows where he went. He may have run away, or he may have died. Even if someone went to the Zhao family to inquire, what they got was a silent response from the Zhao family. A few days later, a group of unattached knights found Zhao Yuanbei's corpse that was dug out of the soil by wild beasts in a remote place hundreds of miles away from Xingyu City. Only the people of Xingyu City knew that Zhao Yuanbei, the deputy city lord, was really dead. The death of a deputy city lord, logically speaking, for a city, it is a 5.2 big thing. But for Xingyu City, where major incidents happened one after another, there was not even a little big wave. Even a discerning person knows who is most likely to kill Zhao Yuanbei. But if you know it, but there is no one to talk about it. Because, compared to Zhao Yuanbei, the accompanying enshrined, the death of the 7th rank titled knight, Bh Yang, is worth talking about. Zhao Yuanbei's death, perhaps the biggest change for Xingyu City, is the replacement of a new deputy city lord. Money is not lost. Regarding the matter of Wang Zibin, when the strength of Wang Zibin's enemies headed by Zhao Yuanbei was forced to weaken, the Qian family, as a centrist, officially became the largest family in Xingyu City. Originally, there was a Zhao family who could fight against the Qian family, but now, the Qian family is the only one. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.